Hello everyone, am I back? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you write down something in the chat box if I'm clearly visible, audible? Guys, can you write down in the chat box if I'm clearly visible, audible to you? Everything is good to go? So can we continue? So can we continue? Okay. So I guess sterilization notes I forgot to put in that the soft copy I have sent to you and the booklet. So I think I will send it to you today and I will teach you this particular topic tomorrow. Only one topic, sterilization. It hardly takes 20 to 25 minutes. So we will take tomorrow first fertilization and then take bacteriology. So currently I'm starting with immunology. Okay, just give me a minute. I'm starting with immunology. So I guess the next topic given to you is immunology only in your notes. What is the next topic given to you? Give me a minute. So what is the next topic given to you in your notes? It's immunology only, no? Yes. So let me continue with immunology. Let me finish immunology today. And the sterilization is pending for today. That's the only topic we are keeping pending because I forgot to put the notes. So I will share the different word file. It's hardly 2, 3, 4 pages. So I will send it separately and you can continue because if now I will teach you right now, I can teach, but you people start writing and the speed will be slow. So rather I will send you the notes and then I will teach you. It will be a better time. Okay. It's 6 o'clock, Bilal. Maybe it's 6 o'clock today, maybe 6:30, something like that. So that will be the timing for today. Okay. So let's continue. So I'm starting with immunology. Let's start with immunology. Can we start? Everyone is with me? So students are still joining. We will wait for a few seconds and we will continue. Okay. In immunology, we have all these chapters to be covered. Again, 9 chapters we have to be covered here in immunology. So we will start from the basic, the types of the immunity. I'm assuming you know nothing. Okay. So I'm starting from very basic. Okay. So in immunology, first I will teach you the 2 types of immunity. What are the 2 types of immunity? First I will teach you that. What are the 2 types of immunity? Okay. And then we will continue with the next topic. So there are 2 type of immunity known as cell-mediated immunity and humoral immunity. Let me explain you with the help of a diagram. Imagine this is the antigen enter in human body. This is the antigen in human body. Okay, before that only. Before that, what is immunity? Start from very basic. What is immunity? Okay, what is immunity? So immunity is known as defense mechanism. It is the defense mechanism of human body. It is known as army of the human body. What do you mean by army? Army is something which fight with the terrorist. Who is a terrorist? Terrorist is something who is foreign. So who is foreign here? Antigen. The foreign who causes harm to human body. So any antigen who is foreign and enters human body and causes harm to the human body, the army get activated. Once the army get activated, the defense get activated, there's a fight between the army and the terrorist. Get it? Got it? And this is the immunity. There are 2 type of immunity, the humoral and the cell-mediated. So let me explain you the 2 type of the immunity with the help of a diagram. Please everyone concentrate on the screen. So you can see this is the antigen. You can see this is also an antigen. So whenever any antigen enters in human body, there are 2 possibilities. The first possibility, this antigen directly go to B lymphocyte. Once the antigen go to the B lymphocyte convert into plasma cell. Okay, and plasma cell will start forming antibodies. There are 5 type of antibodies: IgG, IgA, IgM, IgD, Ig. Any of them will be formed. Any of them will be formed. है ना? So there is an antigen. You can see there is an antigen enter the human body. After entering, the antigen is going to B lymphocyte. The B lymphocyte get converted to plasma cell. Plasma cells start forming antibodies. These antibodies are known as end product. These are the end product here. Okay? These antibodies will go and bind with the antigen. They will form antigen antibody complexes. And after the formation of antigen antibody complexes, the phagocyte will come. The phagocyte will engulf the assembly. And this is how the antigen is ended. From human body, it is eliminated, it is ended. This immunity, this type of immunity is known as humoral immunity. What is it known as? Humoral. So in humoral immunity, B lymphocytes are involved and antibodies are formed. This is humoral. Now I'm telling you the other possibility also. You got this point? This is known as humoral immunity. How many of you got it? In humoral immunity, antibody banta hai na? B lymphocytes are involved. ठीक है? The end product is the antibody. Let me tell you the other possibility. In the other possibility, there is an antigen. You can see this is an antigen. The antigen here is going to antigen presenting cell, APC, antigen presenting cell. This cell is known as antigen presenting cell, APC. Okay, the antigen presenting cell is engulfing the antigen and processing the antigen into multiple pieces, degrading into multiple pieces, and after processing and degrading, it is presenting it on the surface. This is MHC molecule. Antigen presenting cell के surface पे होता है major histocompatibility complex, MHC. So on the surface of MHC molecule, it is presenting the pieces of the antigen. The antigen is degraded into multiple pieces. The antigen is degraded into multiple pieces and presented on the surface like that. Now it is presenting to the next cell. Who's the next cell here? The next cell here is T lymphocyte. T lymphocyte, it is a helper CD4 T lymphocyte. So it is a CD4 T lymphocyte, not B. It's a T lymphocyte. यहाँ पे B था, यहाँ पे T है. The T lymphocyte get activated and T lymphocyte secretes cytokine. यहाँ पे antidote क्या है? Cytokines. The cytokines will cause inflammation and it will destroy the antigen. है ना? So here the end product यहाँ पे क्या है? The end product is cytokine. And this immunity is known as cell-mediated immunity. Got my point? So there are two type of immunity. What are the two type of immunity? Basic समझो, है ना? The humoral immunity, the cell-mediated immunity. In humoral immunity, which lymphocytes are involved? You will say in humoral immunity, B lymphocytes are involved. And in cell-mediated, T are involved. यहाँ पे end product है antibody, यहाँ पे end product है cytokine. Someone have any problem? Please ask specifically. अगर problem है तो अभी पूछो. Otherwise, if you don't have the basic, you will not understand the complete immunology. Do you have any problem? Yes, Kavita, the two type of immunity, humoral and cell-mediated. You have to learn the two type of immunity in human body. So whenever any foreign particle comes in human body, one of the two things takes place. You have to understand the end product. In humoral immunity, the antibodies are destroying the antigen. And in cell-mediated immunity, the cytokine is the end product. I hope you all got it. Hannah, I hope you all got it. Now listen, what I'm supposed to tell you here, yes. Listen, can I say the antigen is doing two things? This is an antigen, na? Here also we have an antigen and here also we have antigen. Antigen is doing, after entering in human body, antigen is doing two things. Number one, antigen is inducing the immunity. Inducing, whether it is humoral or cell-mediated. This is known as induction. You will say, ma'am, induction का क्या मतलब होता है? Induction मतलब क्या होता है? हिंदी में क्या मतलब होता है induction का? What do you mean by induction? Induction मतलब knock knock. Someone have arrived. Someone is arrived on the door. What the person will do? Person will knock the door. That I have arrived. Open the door. I have arrived. So that is known as induction. So whenever the antigen comes in human body, either it will knock the B lymphocyte and continue the events of the humoral immunity, or it will knock the APC and continue the events of the cell-mediated immunity. This knocking is known as induction. So whenever any foreign particle enters in my body, suppose, after entering the antigen have two possibilities. Either it will induce cell-mediated or it will induce humoral, sometimes it induce both. This is known as induction. Induction is the first step. यहाँ का first step क्या है? B lymphocyte. यहाँ का first step क्या है? ABC. The first step is the induction. After the first step, a series takes place automatically. This lead to this, this lead to this, this lead to this, and finally an end product is formed. Here also this lead to this, this lead to this, this lead to this. Finally an end product is formed. So the end product, है ना? Whatever the end product is formed. What are the end products? You tell me the end products in both. So you will say, ma'am, in cell-mediated immunity, it's cytokine. And in humoral immunity, it's antibody. So the last step is the reaction. The antigen react with the end product. So first step, antigen induces the immunity and then react. Induction, first step, reaction, last step. Say yes. First, everybody says yes. I'm telling you two steps. I'm telling you that antigen after entering human body does two things. First, it induces the immunity, and then lastly, it reacts with the end product of that particular sequence. Here, the end product is antibody, and here, the end product is cytokine. Whatever is the end product, antigen reacts with that and get destroyed. Say yes, people. Hana, induction and reaction. Say two things. Say induction, first step, reaction, last step. If you all got this, now you will be able to understand the two types of antigen. Everyone on the screen, everyone on your gadgets. Listen, there are two types of antigen. You tell me what is the difference between them. I'm drawing. This is first antigen. This is second antigen. You tell me what is the difference between them. This is also an antigen. This is also an antigen. You can see the difference in the size. This is a large antigen, you can see. And this is a small antigen. You all can see the difference is in the size. Yes. This is a large antigen. This is a small antigen. My point is that, देखो मेरा point समझो. Whenever a large antigen enters human body, na, it can induce as well as react. As well as react. It can do both. That's why such an antigen is known as complete antigen, the large antigen. I know. But sometimes imagine in my body, a very, very tiny antigen enters in my body. I know. So my body will not recognize it as a foreign. छोटा सा एक एंटीजन आ गया तो मेरी बॉडी इसको निग्लेक्ट करेगी कि तो कुछ है ही नहीं, ना के बराबर है. अब छोटा मोटा कोई टेररिस्ट घुस गया बॉडी में, कंट्री में, तो मे बी आर्मी उसको ना भी मारे, है ना, वो इतना छोटा है कि दिख ही नहीं रहा. इट इज अ वेरी स्मॉल एंटीजन. द immunity not get induced. None of the immunity, neither cell mediated nor humoral. So it cannot induce because it is very small in size. It cannot induce. But yes, it is neglected. It cannot induce, but it can react with the ready-made products of other ready-made end products of the other antigen. किसी और एंटीजन के बने बनाए रेडीमेड एंड प्रोडक्ट्स मिल गए ना, तो उससे इट कैन रिएक्ट. It cannot induce, but it can react. This antigen is known as incomplete antigen. So basically, we have two types of antigen. The large antigens are complete, and the small antigens are incomplete. Incomplete antigen. Incomplete antigens are also known as haptans. Please learn. You get many questions on haptans. Please learn thoroughly. Haptan किसे कहते हैं? Incomplete antigen. Incomplete antigen कौन होता है? जिसका size बहुत छोटा है. You must ask me, ma'am, what is the cutoff of the size? Size का cutoff क्या है? Here the antigen is large, more than 100 kilodalton. And here the antigen is small, less than 100 kilodalton. So 100 kilodalton is the cutoff. So if any antigen is smaller than 100 kilodalton, it cannot induce but can react. The one who can induce as well as react is complete. The one who cannot induce but can react with the ready-made end products of some other antigen is known as incomplete. Incomplete is known as haptan. How many of you got it? I wonder how many of you got it. Everyone got it? So please say yes if you got it. These are the two types of antigen I taught you. The two types of the antigen are in front of you. You can see the complete antigen and incomplete antigen. Say the other name of incomplete antigen. Say, ma'am, it's haptan. It's haptan. Hello? Wait a while. So incomplete antigens are haptan. Let me open it here also. Okay. So yes, the incomplete antigens are known as haptan. Now let me ask you the last question. Can I convert incomplete to complete by any method? You answer. Can I convert incomplete to complete by any method? What is the difference between the two? If you can fulfill that difference, we can convert. You will say, ma'am, the difference is in the size. If by any method you can increase the size of the incomplete, it will get complete. So yes, we can convert. How we can convert? By providing a carrier. You provide a carrier, a neutral inert carrier. So the small antigen, the incomplete antigen will bind on the surface of the carrier, the size will increase, and now it will convert into complete. So we can convert incomplete to complete by providing a carrier. Okay, same thing I'm showing you. So we have studied, and now we will see the theory. Everyone on the screen? You can see the two types of the immunity in front of you. Can you see here? The antigen is coming. Antigen is a foreign particle. It is coming in human body. Okay? It is going to B lymphocyte. B lymphocyte converting to plasma cell. Plasma cell form the antibody. So the end product is antibody. Antibody will react with the antigen and destroy it. Antigen-antibody complexes are formed and they are phagocyzed. Okay? This is humoral immunity. We are done. Now see the cell-mediated. Antigen is coming and going to APC. Antigen-presenting cell. Okay? Now antigen-presenting cell is engulfing it, degrading it, processing it, and presenting on the surface. It is presenting to CD4 T lymphocyte. CD4 T lymphocyte get activated and secrete cytokines. Cytokines will lead to inflammation. It will also cause activation of macrophages, and it will also stimulate B cell. By multiple mechanism, it will abolish the antigen. Okay, this immunity is known as cell-mediated immunity. I have already taught you. Now I have taught you the two types of antigen: complete antigen, incomplete antigen. I told you complete antigen can induce as well as react. I told you incomplete antigen cannot induce but can react because the size is less than 100 kilodalton. But we can convert incomplete to complete by providing a carrier. Incomplete is known as haptan. मैं पूरा बता चुकी हूँ. Incomplete is known as haptan. समझ में आई क्या बात? Can you see this diagram? Beautiful diagram. Everyone on the screen. देखो सबके सब देखो. Can you see here? Can you see these are small antigen? Very small. Their size is less than 100 kilodalton. They all are very small. They are known as haptan. So I want to convert incomplete to complete. I want a carrier. So this is a carrier. This is a carrier. Who is a carrier? Say carrier is a protein. Carrier is not carbohydrate. It's not lipid. It's a protein. It's also a PYQ. It's a protein. Say it's an inert protein. इसका अपना कुछ immunogenicity नहीं है. It's an inert protein, है ना? So when I combine the heptan with the carrier, the heptan will bind on the surface of the carrier. The heptan will bind on the surface of the carrier like this, and it converted to complete antigen. So in this way, we convert the heptan into complete antigen. So this is the story till now I told you. Hello. Now the next thing, yes, it's inert. It's inert protein. It's protein in nature. Very good. So the next thing is adjuvant. What is an adjuvant? Let me tell you what is an adjuvant. Dekho, listen. If alone antigen is entering in human body, just suppose this is antigen entering in human body. Now either it will stimulate humoral immunity or it will stimulate cell-mediated immunity. There are only two options. Just suppose it is stimulating 100 B lymphocytes at a time for humoral, or it is stimulating 100 T lymphocyte for cell-mediated. So this is the immunogenicity of the antigen. इसको क्या कहते हैं? What does this term known as? This term is known as immunogenicity. Genicity of the antigen means tendency to induce. Tendency, आपने कितना induce किया? B कितने induce हुए? 100 is just a number. Different antigen have different immunogenicity. Some antigen induce more, some antigen induce less. It can be different, है ना? But what I'm doing now, I'm not giving antigen alone. है ना? Along with the antigen, I'm adding one more thing that is known as adjuvant. I'm adding adjuvant. The two together I'm entering. So antigen along with adjuvant, if it is going in human body, instead of 100, previously it was inducing 100, now it will induce 1000 or 10,000 B lymphocyte or 1 lakh B lymphocyte. I mean to say adjuvant is something that increases the immunogenicity. Adjuvant क्या करता है? Adjuvant ने क्या किया? It increases. Same antigen है. अगर अकेला जाता है तो एक टाइम पे इतने इंड्यूस करता है, लेकिन एडजुवेंट को साथ लेके जाता है तो इतने इंड्यूस करता है. So adjuvant is something that is increasing the immunogenicity of antigen. Got it? Bolo haan. Got it? Any confusion? So these terms are tricky. है ना? So what is the adjuvant? It is a substance. है ना? We have to add it in antigen. So when we give together antigen and adjuvant, the immunogenicity of the antigen is increased. Now student don't understand कि भाई immunogenicity का मतलब क्या है? If antigen alone is going, it is inducing 100 B lymphocyte. Along with adjuvant, it is inducing 1000. This is immunogenicity, tendency, your capability to induce B and T lymphocyte. है ना? So ये अच्छी चीज है कि बुरी चीज है? Antigen alone is going less immunogenic, but along with the adjuvant, it is more immunogenic. Okay, you tell me what are vaccines? Vaccines क्या होता है? है ना? तुम्हें वैक्सीन लगा है? We are vaccinated. We are vaccinated with DPT, OPV, multiple vaccines are given to us. So in a vaccine, any particular organism is injected inside us, है ना? So that it is immunogenic. After going in our body, it induces B and T lymphocyte. हम ये चाहते हैं, है ना? So we want to increase the immunogenicity of the vaccine. So with all the vaccine, we give alum. With all the vaccines, we give alum. Alum act as an adjuvant. Please learn. Alum पे PYQ है. What is alum? Aluminium phosphate, aluminium sulfate. So we give alum. We give alum. Okay, as the adjuvant. Number one. ठीक है? Have you heard about DPT? DPT is a triple vaccine. हम सबको पता है. What is triple vaccine? DPT, diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. This is a triple vaccine. So in this triple vaccine, pertussis acts as an adjuvant for DNT. For diphtheria and tetanus, it acts as an adjuvant for the other two. So in DPT, P acts as an adjuvant for the other two. So learn the two examples of adjuvant. So I have given you a short note on adjuvant. क्या होता है adjuvant? You tell me what is the definition of adjuvant? So we give antigen along with adjuvant. If we do so, the immunogenicity is increased. This is the definition, and we have learned two examples. Number one, alum for all vaccine, and DPT में P for DNT. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, vaccine तो antigen है ना? Yes. Yes, Medico. Vaccine is antigen. That's why along with the antigen, we are giving adjuvant also. Antigen को adjuvant के साथ mix करके दे रहे हैं to increase the immunogenicity. Got it? Okay. Yes. So can anyone, do you have any doubt? I mean, anyone having any doubt, you are open to ask. So next topic है epitope and paratope. What is epitope? What is paratope? देखो. Listen everyone on the screen. Let me draw an antigen. This is the antigen. Let me draw an antibody. This is the antigen. Let me draw antibody. How does antibody bind with the antigen? Like this. Antibody is Y-shaped. शायद सबको पता है antibody is Y-shaped. With this Y-shaped, it is binding with the antigen. है ना? So my question to you, does complete antigen bind with complete antibody? Answer is no. No. It is a point on the antigen. This point. on the antigen, binding with the antibody. So the point on the antigen which actually form a bond with the antibody is known as epitope. So epitope is a portion of antigen. Epitope. Epitope is a portion of antigen. Antigen का वो portion है जो actually antibody से bond बना रहा है, और corresponding antibody का वो हिस्सा, the portion of the antibody which is actually forming bond with the antigen is known as paratope. It is known as paratope. So epitope present on antigen, paratope present on antibody. समझ में आई क्या? Now please mind my words. It is not antigen bind with antibody. No, antigen don't bind with antibody. Actually, it's epitope bind with the paratope. To be specific, it is epitope bond with the paratope. Say yes. Can you name this bond? If it is not written in your notes, now write down. Can you name this bond? ये bond कौन सा है? I'm saying a bond is formed between epitope and paratope. I mean to say a bond is formed between antigen and antibody. Antigen और antibody के बीच में एक bond है. तो उस bond का नाम क्या है? In chemistry you have read many bonds ना? ये कौन सा bond है? Chemistry में कौन सा bond है? You will say मैम कोई भी bond हो सकता है, but it is non-covalent. ये covalent कभी नहीं होगा. It is never covalent. है ना? It is a non-covalent. It can be ionic. It can be electrostatic. है ना? It can be van der Waal. ठीक है? It can be hydrophobic. It can be any bond, but non-covalent पे question आता है. Got it? Non-covalent पे question आता है. So Harsh, what is epitope? Epitope is a portion of antigen which is forming bond with the antibody. What is difficult in that? Huh? What is epitope? Huh? Harsh is asking what is epitope. ये antigen है Harsh, और ये antibody से जुड़ रहा है. तो हिंदी में कहूं तो एंटीजन का वो हिस्सा जो एक्चुअली पूरा एंटीजन तो नहीं जुड़ रहा ना. देखो हर्ष, पॉइंट एक ही पॉइंट आ रहा है कांटेक्ट में, उस पॉइंट को कहते हैं एपिटोप, जो एक्चुअली एंटीबॉडी के कांटेक्ट में आ रहा है, फिजिकल कांटेक्ट में बॉन्ड बना रहा है, और वही हिस्सा जो एंटीबॉडी का है वो कहलाता है पैराटोप. तो ये देखो तुम, सी दिस, इट इज नॉट एंटीजन फाइंडिंग फॉर्मिंग बॉन्ड विद एंटीबॉडी, इट इज एपिटोप बाइंड विद पैराटोप. समझ में आया? हाँ. सो एपिटोप इज अ पोर्शन ऑफ एंटीजन and paratope is a portion of antibody. सबको याद हुआ क्या? You got it? Okay, है ना? So this is the thing. So epitope is a portion of antigen and paratope is a portion of antibody. है ना? Epitope and paratope. This is known as epitope and paratope. अच्छा, इस एंटीजन पे कितने epitope दिख रहे हैं? I can see 3. One antigen can have multiple epitope. I can see one is triangular in shape, one is circular in shape, one is rectangular. They can have various shape. है ना? I can see 3 epitope for example here. It can be any number. So the corresponding paratopes are coming. देखो ट्रायंगुलर वाले पे ट्रायंगुलर पैराटोप आया, सर्कुलर पे सर्कुलर आया, एंड रेक्टेंगुलर इसे हिंदी में कहते हैं खांचा. सही खांचे में ही जाएगा. You got my point? है ना? In English the same thing is known as lock and key hypothesis. What do you mean by lock and key hypothesis? What is lock and key? Can you open any lock with any key? You will say no ma'am, there is a specific lock for specific key. There is a specific key for specific lock. We cannot open any lock with any key. In the same way, specific epitope paratope combinations are there. You cannot say कि ये वाला antibody यहाँ bind हो जाएगी, यहाँ bind हो जाएगी, यहाँ. So specific epitope paratope combinations are there, which is known as lock and key hypothesis. Does anyone have any doubt? Be interactive, people. If you have doubt, please ask. Do you have any doubt? Okay. Can we proceed? So this is antigen epitope paratope specificity. So epitope and paratope decides the specificity of the reaction because of lock and key hypothesis. Lock and key hypothesis is there. Epitope versus paratope. So we have done. Now the next thing is super antigen. The next thing. Now till now what I taught you? I taught you what is immunity. I taught you the 2 types of immunity. One is humoral, one is cell mediated. I have drawn the diagram of both of them. Right? Not only this, I taught you the 2 types of antigen. Complete antigen and incomplete antigen, which is also known as hapton. Not only this, I taught you epitope versus paratope. Not only this, I taught you adjuvant. I know. And now I am teaching you the super antigen. The next topic is super antigen. Can I start? Super antigen. What is super antigen? To understand super antigen, first you have to understand normal antigen. You tell me cell mediated immunity, not humoral. Which is cell mediated immunity बताओ, steps बताओ. What are the steps? सबसे पहले एक एंटीजन आता है. चलो, सेल mediated immunity में क्या क्या होता है? You tell me. सेल mediated immunity में क्या क्या होता है? फर्स्ट एक एंटीजन आया. So tell me the first cell. सबसे पहले किसके पास जाता है? First cell it goes is antigen presenting cell. So antigen goes to antigen presenting cell. So antigen is engulfed by antigen presenting cell, degraded into multiple pieces, fragmented into multiple pieces, है ना? These all are multiple pieces, and on the surface of APC, MHC molecule is present. Can you see? This is MHC molecule. So on that, it will be presented. So this antigen will be present there. This antigen will be present there like this. And multiple pieces में it will be degraded and presented on the surface. It will be presented on the surface like this. ठीक है? This is antigen presenting cell. ठीक है? इसके बाद क्या होगा? Now it will present to the next cell. The next cell is CD4 T lymphocyte. Now my question to you: how many T lymphocytes get stimulated? How many? Yes, after that cytokine will come and inflammation will occur. I got it. Ami, I got it. But tell me which T lymphocyte gets stimulated? It is not all the T lymphocytes get stimulated. No. T lymphocyte have a receptor on its surface that is known as TCR. The full form is T cell receptor, TCR. है ना? So whatever epitope is there, है ना? The antigen is divided into multiple fragments. तो हर MHC पे एक epitope है. These all are epitopes. ये छोटे-छोटे epitopes हैं. On the surface of the APC, epitopes are present. So corresponding to that epitope, whatever TCR is there, that will get stimulated. Corresponding to that epitope. उस epitope के corresponding जो भी TCR है, that will get stimulated. T cell receptor, वो वाला T cell will get stimulated. It is not all the T cell gets stimulated. It is hardly 0.1% of the total. Hardly 0.1, and it will secrete the cytokine. The story is over. Say yes. Say yes. So this is normal antigen. देखो. The same diagram is there. Can you see? Upper half देखो. Don't see the lower half. See the upper half. Can you see? This is a normal antigen. This is a normal antigen. It is going to the APC. This one is APC. So normal antigen is taken by the APC, degraded, processed, and presented it on the surface of MHC molecule. This is MHC. MHC के surface पे. It is going to helper TS cell, CD4 T lymphocyte. So the TCR, corresponding TCR जो भी है, that will get stimulated, secrete the cytokine. Okay. Now what is super antigen? You just compare, back to back compare. This is super antigen. This is like super hero. इसमें कुछ तो super natural power होगा ना? हमने इसको super hero बनाया है तो कुछ तो super natural power होगा ना इसमें ये super natural power है कि it bypass APC, directly go to T cell. It don't require APC. ये बोलते हैं मुझे APC की जरूरत नहीं है, मैं तो सीधे चले जाऊंगा, मैं तो super hero हूँ. It's like that. So the super antigen directly go to APC by bypass, directly go to T lymphocyte by bypassing APC. The first thing, है ना? APC is not required. Number one. Number two, after going to the T lymphocyte without its epitope specificity, भाई इसके ऊपर कौन सा epitope है? Without its specificity, it stimulate all the T lymphocyte. Body में जितने भी T lymphocyte है, it stimulate all of them. It stimulate without TCR specificity. काहे का TCR, काहे का epitope? यहाँ पे epitope and TCR के corresponding stimulate हुआ ना? है ना? Normally whatever epitope, whatever TCR, the corresponding T cell gets stimulated. Here all of them get stimulated. You are getting it? So massive release of cytokine. Massive. Highlight the word massive. इतना cytokine release होगा, इसे कहते हैं cytokine storm. इसे कहते हैं cytokine storm आ गया. Got my points? Massive release of cytokine. So normally when cytokines come, they damage only antigen, the foreign particle. यहाँ पे massive cytokine है. It damage the foreign particle, super antigen. But along with that, it causes harm to host cell also. You got my point? Host cell को भी harm होगा क्योंकि there is massive cytokine. So खुद को भी harm होगा. सिर्फ foreign को नहीं होगा. Foreign के अलावा खुद को भी होगा. So super antigens are not good for us. You got my point? Super antigens are not good for us. Yes, Piyush, toxic shock syndrome is one of the example. You are right. I will tell you 10. One of them you told, 9 more I will tell you. ठीक है ना? चलो. So that is the super antigen. Tell me the definition. What is super antigen? Say these are the potent activators of T lymphocyte. They activate all the T lymphocytes in the blood. And without relation to their epitope. Whatever is their epitope, they stimulate all T lymphocyte. This is the definition. This is the definition. The unique feature is that they bypass APC. They do not go to the APC. Say yes. So without going to APC, they directly go to T lymphocyte. They stimulate all the T lymphocyte. So massive release of cytokines. This is super antigen. Say yes. How many super antigens you know? There are 10 examples. Learn all 10. Please learn 10 examples. All the 10 examples of super antigen. Got it? Anyone have any doubt? All the 10 examples, out of which 5 are bacteria, 4 are virus, 1 is fungus. Please say total 10. Total 10 examples. You have to learn at the tip of your tongue. They all are super antigen. Whenever they enter in human body, na, foreign particle को तो harm करेंगे ही करेंगे, है ना? Means whenever they enter in human body, they stimulate the immunity. Cytokine इतना ज्यादा release होगा कि इनका harm तो होगा ही होगा, साथ में हमारे host tissue का भी harm होगा. So number 1, Staphylococcus का toxin. One of them is toxic shock syndrome. Piyush was telling, na? One of them is toxic shock syndrome. But apart from that, we have exfoliative toxin and enterotoxin. So 3 toxins of the Staphylococcus. And tomorrow also I will teach you when I will teach you Staphylococcus. Okay? Second is Streptococcus. Third is Mycoplasma. Fourth is Yersinia enterocolitica and Yersinia pseudotuberculosis. So strep, Mycoplasma, Yersinia. You can make some mnemonic and learn the 5 bacteria. And Staphylococcus toxin, Streptococcus toxin, Mycoplasma, Yersinia enterocolitica, and Yersinia pseudotuberculosis. Learn the four viruses. One is Epstein-Barr virus, EBV. Second is cytomegalovirus, CMV. Third is rabies virus. This is rabies. Fourth is HIV. Please learn. These are 4 more super antigen. Only one fungus, Malassezia furfur. Malassezia furfur. I will teach you all again. I mean, one by one, whenever they will come, I will help you in showing this table so that you can learn. These are the 10 examples of super antigen. We are done with the first chapter antigen. How many of you are with me still? Awaken, live, understood? How many of you are live? How many of you are awaken out of the live? How many of you understood? लाइव कितने हो? लाइव में से जगह कितने हो? जगह में से समझ में कितनों को आया? वो लोग थम्स अप दो. Everyone got it? So super antigen. Learn the definition, learn the examples. The 10 examples at the tip of your tongue. Okay? Read the question now. So we will solve some questions and come on the next chapter. Read the question. The speed is good. Someone is finding it fast, but it is good, adequate. We have to cover course also. इससे slow चलेंगे तो course नहीं होगा. ठीक है? I'm trying to be moderate. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for the appreciation. Thank you. Thank you for responding. So which of the following statement is true for hapton? You tell me. Which of the following is true for hapton? What is hapton? Think about it. Hapton is incomplete antigen. Incomplete antigen का दूसरा नाम है hapton. It induces brisk immune response. No जी, ये तो immune response induce करता ही नहीं है. It do not induce at all. It needs a carrier. Yes, it needs a carrier to induce immune response. Is it T cell independent? No. It has no association with MSC? No. So correct answer is B. I hope you all are right. The correct answer is B. है ना? What if I change the question to super antigen? From the same 4 options, what do you say now? Which of the following is true for super antigen? Super antigen के लिए क्या true है? Read the 4 options. Tell me the correct answer. Yes, incomplete antigen also known as hapton. No? Yes. In that case, it induces a brisk immune response. बहुत ही brisk immune response induce करेगा, है ना? बहुत ही ज़्यादा brisk immune response. And it is T cell, T independent antigen. I mean, it will induce all the T without epitope specificity, है ना? So I will say A and C both is true for the super antigen. Okay, A and C. It has no association with MSC भी कह सकते हो, ठीक है? D भी कह सकते हो. तो ACD. ठीक है, MSC से साथ एसोसिएशन नहीं है, ये नहीं बोल सकते. इट बाईपास एपीसी इज अ बेटर वर्ड. एनीवेज, चलो लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ एंटीजेनिसिटी. व्हाट इज द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ एंटीजेनिसिटी? एंटीजन पे सबसे स्मॉल चीज क्या है? इज इट एपिटोप और पैराटोप? इज इट हैप्टन और व्हाट? यस, द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ एंटीजेनिसिटी इज एपिटोप, है ना? एंड स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ एंटीबॉडी that bind with the antigen is paratope. Hello, got it? I hope you all got it. Coming to the next question. Super antigens are produced by all of the following except. Super antigens are produced by all of the following except. I told you 10 examples now. 5 are bacteria, 4 are virus, 1 is fungus. So which is not coming? Which is not a super antigen? You have to learn the examples. Staphylococcus aureus था कि नहीं था? Enterococcus था कि नहीं था? Rabies and HIV. So I think from the example, Enterococcus was not there. Enterococcus. Read the 4 other viruses. Read the bacteria where Enterococcus is not there. Staph is there, rabies is there, HIV is there. Okay, B is the correct answer. So coming to the next chapter in immunology, we are coming on antibody. Can I start antibody? Are you people with me? Can we go with the antibody? Listen, there are 5 types of antibody in human. The IgG, IgA, IgM, IgD, IgE. I want all of you to learn in this sequence. I want you to learn GAMDE, gamde. Gamde is the mnemonic, है ना? Don't learn GAMD. There is a reason behind that. मैं बताऊंगी reason भी. But trust me, learn in the sequence. You have to learn there are 5 types of antibody: IgG, IgA, IgM, IgD, IgE. The mnemonic is gamde. Gamde. You have to learn that, है ना? There are 5 types of antibody. The point is that पांचों का diagram एक जैसा है. You can see. I will draw it only for once, है ना? तुम लोगों के लिए एक ही बार बनाऊंगी. Learn that. Please concentrate because I will not repeat it. So in all the 5 antibodies, there are 2 light chain. Here I am drawing the light chain. And there are 2 heavy chain. I am drawing the heavy chain. So total 4 chains are there. पहली चीज याद करो, total 4 chains are there. 2 of them are light, 2 of them are heavy. 2 light chains, 2 heavy chain. Total 4 chains are there. In all 5 type of antibody, 4 chains are there. ठीक है? Why light is known as light and heavy is known as heavy? Light और heavy से क्या समझते हो? Light मतलब हल्का. So molecular weight is 25,000 Dalton. और इसका molecular weight is 50,000 Dalton. That's why this is light, this is heavy. So you see the molecular weight. So 2 light, 2 heavy, total 4 chain. है ना? See the molecular weight of the light. It's 25,000 kilodalton. And heavy is 50,000 kilodalton. Yes, the weight is different. Now light and heavy are connected with each other by disulfide bond. This is disulfide bond between 2 heavy. This is disulfide bond between 1 light and 1 heavy. And this is also disulfide bond between 1 light and 1 heavy. The 2 light are not connected with each other. The 2 heavy are connected, but 2 light are not connected. Light and heavy are connected. I guess you all are getting, है ना? दो heavy आपस में connected हैं और light और heavy आपस में connected हैं. दोनों light आपस में connected नहीं है, हिंदी में कहूँ तो, है ना? समझ आ रही है क्या? Got it? So this is the basics you should know. After that, one more thing. Let me divide into 2 portion, upper half, lower half. और half ना बोल के upper portion, lower portion. है ना? Where is antigen binding? एंटीजन कहाँ जुड़ता है? दिस इज एंटीबॉडी ना, तो इससे एंटीजन जुड़ेगा. एंटीजन कहाँ जुड़ता है? वेयर डज एंटीजन बाइंड? सी हियर एंटीजन बाइंड. लेट मी ड्रॉ एंटीजन हियर. Let me draw antigen here. So with one antibody, 2 antigen bind at a time. You can see 2 antigens are binding. With one antibody, 2 antigens are binding. है ना? 2 antigens are binding at a time. You can see. So every time different antigen will come. हर बार same थोड़ी आएगा. Every time different antigen come. So this portion, the upper portion is not fixed. It is known as antigen binding fragment, FAB. Say the full form, fragment antigen binding. It is the fragment of the antibody which binds with antigen. Yes, every time different epitope will be there, Madico. So it is known as FAB. लेकिन नीचे वाला, the lower portion is always constant. This is known as FC. So divide the antibody into 2 portion, upper and lower. The upper is FAB. See the full form of FAB? Antigen binding fragment, because it is binding with antigen, obviously. And lower one is constant. So as I told you, upper one is variable. Every time different antigen is coming, so different is there. And lower one is constant, because every time it is constant only. So upper is variable, lower is constant. Upper is FAB, lower is FC. लेते जाओ corresponding. FAB, FC. Variable, constant. I don't think any confusion till now. ठीक है? Listen now. Listen one more thing. It is a protein, na? So protein have two endings. One is carboxy, one is amino. So you tell me which is carboxy, which is amino. Upper or lower में से which is carboxy, which is amino. Can you tell me which is carboxy, which is amino? It's very easy. देखो, C for constant, C for carboxy, है ना? And COOH. So this lower portion is carboxy. Upper A for amino, है ना? That is NH2. ठीक है? So upper portion is amino, lower is carboxy. Learn that. कोई confusion इसमें? Do you have any confusion in that? Tell me if you have any confusion. Do you have any confusion? No confusion? Now let me tell you variable and constant portion in each of them. It's difficult. So please concentrate. All the 4 chain have one variable, whether it is light or whether it is heavy. I'm drawing one variable in all of them. See, I have drawn one variable in all of them. Variable portion is always one. Variable is always one. It is yellow color I have shown. I know. And now I'm drawing the constant. The constant portion in light, it's also one. It also one. So in light, one variable, one constant. You can see one red, one yellow, one purple. But in heavy, it's 3. C1, C2, and C3. 3 constant are there. C1, C2, and C3. So this is the diagram. How many of you got it? You can write also. Heavy chain, light chain. Light chain, heavy chain. So what is the composition of the light chain? Can you tell me? You will say, ma'am, one variable, one constant. And here, heavy chain, one variable plus 3 constant. Give me a thumbs up on this point. How many of you got the composition? At right. How many of you got the composition? Please see. How many yellow, how many violet? Please see. I have drawn also. So you get questions on that. So variable is always one. Yellow is always one. But inside the variable, it's hyper variable. What is hyper variable? Inside the variable, please understand. हाँ ये difficult है. Inside the variable, it's hyper variable. देखो ये epitope है. यहाँ पे epitope आएंगे. These are the epitopes of the antigen that will bind with the paratope of the antibody. You got it? What is epitope and paratope? है ना? तो यहाँ पे variable के अंदर जो hyper variable है वो actually paratope है. So in light chain they are 3 in number, and in heavy chain they are 4 in number. In light chain, they are 3 in number. In heavy chain, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 in number. So these are hypervariable which actually form bond with the antigen. So inside the variable, there are 3 hypervariable. Inside the variable, there are 4 hypervariable. Got it? I'm drawing on the another page. You got this? Everyone got this? So I'm telling you the summary. The summary is that there is light chain, there is heavy chain. In light chain, we have 1 variable, 1 constant. In heavy chain, we have 1 variable, but 3 constant. Inside the variable, we have hypervariable. Hypervariable. So इसमें जो variable है, उसके अंदर 3 hypervariable है. इसमें जो variable है, उसमें 4 hypervariable है. That's what I'm repeating, Harsh. Just write down and learn the summary. Nobody is going to ask you the diagram. Just learn the summary. In light chain, in heavy chain. So learn. They can ask you the question like this. You can get the question. Like light chain में how many variable, how many constant, how many hypervariable. In heavy chain, how many variable, how many constant, how many hypervariable. Learn the number. Anyone have any confusion now? Everyone got it? 3 and 4 is the hypervariable thing. So you can see here in this diagram, the red is the variable. 1, 1, 1, 1 in each of them. So actually inside with जो antigen से actually bind करेगा वो होगा hypervariable. So यहाँ पे 3 होते हैं, यहाँ पे 4 होते हैं. That's you have to learn the number. That's it. ठीक है? So the same thing. 3 in light chain, 4 in heavy chain. You can count in this diagram also. देखो यहाँ पे 3 है. 1, 2, 3. और यहाँ पे 4 है. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope you all got it. Huh? So this is the structure. This is the structure of the antibody. ठीक है? आगे बढ़ें. Awaken, आगे बढ़ें. How many types of antibody are there? चलो मुझे बताओ. How many types of antibody are there? Just a second. No? Give me a minute. 5 type of antibody. Can you name them? Say, ma'am, Gamde, IgG, IgA, IgM, IgD, IgE. The 5 type of antibody is there, right? तो इंग्लिश अल्फाबेट में तो ए से लेके जेड तक 26 लेटर होते हैं. 26 लेटर होते हैं ना. Why we have selected only these 5, not others? मेरा नाम तो पी से शुरू होता है. हाँ, प्रियंका. So I love P. तो IgP नाम की एंटीबॉडी क्यों नहीं है? IgZ क्यों नहीं है? IgS क्यों नहीं है? Why only these 5? I mean to ask. इन 26 में से यही 5 क्यों? What is the reason? There should be a reason behind everything, ना? हर चीज के पीछे एक reason होता है. Why? What is the reason? If you want to know the reason, see the heavy chain in all of them. So these are the 5 type of antibodies. See the heavy chain in all of them. See the light chain in all of them. You will get your answer. Heavy chain, molecular weight 50,000. Light chain, molecular weight 25,000. मैंने बता दिया है. Heavy chain. See the heavy chain. ठीक है? So heavy chain in G is gamma. The spelling of gamma starts with G. है ना? In IgA, the heavy chain is alpha. ठीक है? The spelling of alpha starts from A. That's why A. In mu, the spelling starts from M. That's why IgM. Here it's delta. The spelling of delta starts with D. That's why D. Here epsilon. The spelling of epsilon starts with E. That's why E. So this is the spelling. The first letter of the spelling, it's heavy chain. It is the heavy chain which gives the nomenclature, not the light chain. My point is that heavy chain is different in all 5. पांचों में heavy chain अलग है. The heavy chain is different in all 5 and that decides the nomenclature. That decides the nomenclature. What about the light chain? Light chain is same in all of them. पांचों में same है, not different. Light chain is same in all of them. Either kappa or lambda. See the slash. Either kappa or lambda. Never both. Either kappa or lambda. So can you tell me light chain and heavy chain in each of them? Say Gamde, Gamde. Tell me heavy chain, tell me light chain. First you tell me heavy chain in each of them, then you tell me light chain in each of them. Heavy chain is different. In IgG, it's gamma. In IgA, it's alpha. In IgM, it's mu. In IgD, it's delta. And in IgE, in Ig, it's epsilon. Got my point? This one is gamma, like this. I know. And light chain is same. It's kappa or lambda. Never both. How many of you got it? How many of you got it? You have to say that heavy chain is different in all. Light chain is same in all. It's a PYQ. Please understand. Heavy chain पांचों में अलग है. Light chain पांचों में same है. You have to learn this thing. Please, you have to learn. Okay? है ना? So this is light and heavy chain. Same thing. This I have already explained you. 2 portion में हमने divide किया. Upper और lower. जो upper है वो FAB है. जो lower है वो FC है. है ना? I already told you. The upper is variable. The lower is constant. You have already seen. The upper is carboxy. The upper is amino and the lower is carboxy. ठीक है? Now the next topic is the valency of the antibody. The valency of the antibody. What is the valency of the antibody? What do you mean by valency? Valency मतलब एक antibody कितने antigen से bind हो सकती है? एक एंटीबॉडी एक टाइम पे कितने एंटीजन से बाइंड हो सकती है, दैट इज द वैलेंसी। कैन यू टेल मी द वैलेंसी? वैलेंसी कितनी होती है एंटीबॉडी की? एक एंटीबॉडी कितने एंटीजन से बाइंड होगी? वन एंटीबॉडी कैन बाइंड विद हाउ मेनी एंटीजन एट अ टाइम? दैट इज द वैलेंसी। हाँ, यस, इट इज द कैपेसिटी, हाउ मेनी। सो यू कैन सी IgG कैन बाइंड विद 2 एट अ टाइम, so the valency is 2, है ना? IgE can also bind with 2, so the valency is 2, no problem in that. IgT can also bind with 2, so here also the valency is 2, there is no problem in that. इन तीनों में valency 2, valency 2, valency 2, there is no problem in that. What about IgA? What about IgA? Listen. ये सब एंटीबॉडीज कहाँ प्रेजेंट है? ह्यूमन ब्लड में, ह्यूमन सीरम, ह्यूमन ब्लड में पांचों प्रेजेंट है। IgG, IgA, IgM, IgT, Ig पांचों प्रेजेंट है। लेकिन IgA along with सीरम में तो है ही है, ब्लड में तो है ही है, साथ में सिक्रीशंस में भी है। It is present in secretions also. What are secretions? All human secretions. That's the saliva, the nasal secretion, the tears, है ना? The tears, the vaginal secretion, the intestinal secretion, all human body secretions. सारे breast milk, it is also present in breast milk. Breast milk is also a secretion ना, सारे secretions में। तो जब ये serum में होती है तो सबके जैसी होती है, it's like this only. But whenever it is present in secretion, it's the dimer. It's a dimer. So here the valency is 2 in serum like all others, but here the valency is 4. In secretions the valency is 4. You got my point? So you have to be very specific. IgA का कहाँ पे पूछ रहा है? They are asking in serum, go with 2. They are asking in secretion, go with 4. How many of you got it? So you have to. So here the diagram which is drawn now, it's of secretion. You can see the valency is 4. What about IgM? IgM is always pentamer. Can you see the 5 antibodies together? It's always a pentamer. So what is the valency? What is the valency? Saddam, what is the valency? Kavita, what is the valency? Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The valency is 10. You will say, ma'am, 10? Yes, theoretically it's 10. Theoretically, not practically. अगर सच में आके 10 एंटीजन जुड़ गए ना, if in reality 10 antigens are binding, imagine क्या होगा? धक्का मुक्की, हिंदी में कहूँ तो overcrowding. They will hit each other. The 10 antigens, it's overcrowding. है ना? It's overcrowding. It is known as steric hindrance. It is known as steric hindrance. So because of the steric hindrance, only 5 can bind practically. So theoretical valency is 10, but practical is 5. How many of you got it? Let me tell you the summary. Tell me the valency of Gamde. Gamde. Tell me the valency. कौन बताएगा? Say ma'am, G is 2. There is no problem in that. D is 2 and E is 2. है ना? There is no problem in that. ठीक है? But A can be present in serum also and in secretion also. So if it is in serum, it's 2. But if it is in secretion, it's 4 because it is a dimer. M is always a pentamer. Always a pentamer. So theoretical valency is 10, but practical valency is 5. So you have to mind your question very carefully. जब भी M पे आएगा तो they will mention, they want to ask theoretical valency or practical valency. ठीक है? They will mention. Yes, very good, very correct. So Shivam, it's not always 4. Just remember it can be 2 or 4. It depends whether it is present in serum or secretion. I'm talking about A. समझ में आई क्या? Everyone? Yes, practicality में 5 है, theoretically 10 है. Very good. Kinil, very good. Yes, है ना? So this is the summary of the valency. You all got it. ठीक है? So let me draw the diagram of all 5. G, A, M, D, E. So G is simple like this only. D is like this. E is like this. There is no problem in that. But what about A? A, if it is present in serum or it is present in secretion. If it is present in serum, it's like this. If it is present in secretion, it's like this. Okay. What about M? M is always a pentamer. So let me try to draw a pentamer. Okay. This is the diagram of all 5. You tell me यहाँ पे दो जोड़ कौन रहा है? Who is binding the 2? और यहाँ पे पांचों कौन जोड़ रहा है? Who is binding the 5? The name of the thing is known as J chain. Here also we have J chain. Here also we have J chain. So J chain is present only in A and M, not in others. J chain. ठीक है? याद हुआ? Got it? You can see the same thing here in your notes also. IgA. If it is present in serum, it's monomer. If it is present in secretion, it's dimer. Appreciate the J chain. Can you see the yellow color? J chain. And the 2 are binded together. This is J chain. Say this is J chain. है ना? It's a spotter image, IVQ, that can come in your exam to identify the antibody. It's a dimer. IgM, you can see theoretical valency is 10, practical is 5. And appreciate the J chain here also. So J chain किस में होता है? J chain किस में होता है? पांचों में से, गामड़े में से. You will say A and M have the J chain, others do not have the J chain. Here for formation of dimer and here for formation of pentamer. ठीक है, J chain is present. This is the function of the J chain. How many of you got it? How many of you got it? Everyone got it? Listen, listen. सबसे important चीज तो अभी बाकी है. The most important table. Can I start? The most important table. Everyone on the screen. Now write in the sequence गामड़े GAMDE. Now you will realize कि मैं ये sequence पे क्यों insist कर रही हूँ. I'm asking you to learn in the sequence. I'm insisting. You will understand now. अच्छा, you use your common sense, not medical knowledge. You use your common sense and tell me who is the heaviest, molecular weight wise. The one who is pentamer, जो 5 है वो सबसे heavy है. So IgM is the heaviest, सबसे heavy है. And IgG is the lightest. Don't learn the number. Numbers are for your reference. मेरी बात सुनो, इसमें numbers नहीं याद करना इस टेबल में. Numbers मैंने लिख के दिए, just एक नजर मार लो, एक नजर मार लो, just for your reference. But learn who is heaviest, who is lightest. आपको ये याद करना है सबसे भारी कौन है, सबसे हल्का कौन है. Who is the heaviest, who is the lightest. So M is the heaviest, obviously it's pentamer now, तो heaviest होगा. And G is the lightest. Listen, listen. Now they all are present in the serum. This is a serum. They all 5 are present. G, A, M, है ना, D, E सब present है. You centrifuge it. You centrifuge this test tube. Centrifuge. तो सबसे पहले नीचे कौन आएगी? Who is having sedimentation earliest? Highest sedimentation coefficient. Sedimentation जो सबसे heavy है, obviously वो सबसे पहले नीचे आएगी. So highest sedimentation coefficient is of M. Yes. So heaviest is also M and highest sedimentation coefficient is M. Rest all have same. Rest all have same sedimentation coefficient almost. ठीक है, heavy chain you know all of them. पांचों का heavy chain पता है, gamma, alpha, mu, delta, epsilon. You know GAMDE. और light chain भी सबका पता है. It's kappa or lambda, never both. Kappa or lambda, never both. It's same in all 5. यहां तक तो सबको समझ में आया है ना. Now tell me, मेरे blood में पांचों हैं. Just suppose this is my blood vessel. है ना. They all 5 are present. GAMDE. They all are present. Tell me concentration wise which is maximum, which is minimum in my blood, in your blood, in all human blood. So concentration wise, who is the maximum? You can see G is the maximum. GAMDE, this is the sequence. So you will say G is maximum and E is minimum. Concentration wise, G is maximum, E is minimum. Say yes. So G is maximum, E is minimum concentration wise. Acha, RBC destroyed in 120 days. The lifespan of RBC is 120 days. So these all 5 antibodies come in the blood and they are destroyed. So they all have a half-life. So maximum half-life is again G, minimum is E. So you got the sequence Gamade. Why I'm saying Gamade for 2 things. Anna, if I ask the sequence of concentration or if I ask the sequence of T half, you will say Gamade. The sequence is Gamade. GAMDE. Anna, so G is maximum and E is minimum for both of them. For concentration also, G is maximum, E is minimum. For T half also, G is maximum, E is minimum. You get many questions on that. Say yes. Say yes. Now, one more thing I would like to tell you. Listen, very, very complicated. This is a pregnant lady. Okay? This is the fetus inside the pregnant lady. This is the placenta connecting the mother and the fetus. Now, I'm asking you 2 questions. You give me 2 answers. Tell me first antibody in fetus. Tell me first antibody in fetus. What is the answer? And tell me the first antibody synthesized in fetus. दोनों में अंतर है, little bit. You tell me what is the answer. Who can understand it? Tell me the first antibody in fetus. First antibody is not of the fetus himself. It is given by the mother through placenta. Only IgG can cross the placenta. सिर्फ IgG ही placenta को cross कर सकता है. So answer is IgG. First antibody हमेशा mother की given होती है. The day placenta is formed. जैसे ही pregnancy होती है, placenta is formed. So the day placenta formed, mother is always a giver. वो हमेशा बच्चे को देती है ना? So IgG देने लगेगी. IgG. Only IgG can cross placenta. Mother तो पांचों दे दे, लेकिन IgG can cross the placenta. लेकिन ये fetus की खुद की नहीं है. At 20 week, जब fetus 20 week का होगा, तब वो अपनी खुद की बनाएगा. ठीक है? It is IgM. तो खुद की कौन बनाएगा? IgM. So at 20 week बनाएगा लेकिन वो. So first antibody in fetus is IgG given by the mother. But first antibody synthesized by its own, अपनी खुद की self कौन सी बनाएगा? It is IgM. Say yes people, है ना? So placenta कौन cross करता है? You tell me placenta. Placenta cross सिर्फ एक ही करता है G. Rest all do not cross placenta. और mother के milk में कौन होगा? Breast milk में. Breast milk में कौन होगा? तो अगर G placenta cross करता है तो breast milk तो करेगा ही करेगा. लेकिन A भी तो होता है ना secretions में. सारे secretions में होता है, tear में, saliva में. So breast milk में भी होता है. So G and A दोनों present होते हैं. All of them are heat stable except E, which is heat labile. ठीक है? Now you all will make this table with me. You all. ठीक है? I will ask you 11 question and you will hug. I wish if it was a live class ना, मैं एक एक को खड़ा करके पूछती हूँ live class में. You tell me. उसमें ज्यादा मजा आता है. है ना, जो सोता रहता है ना, मैं उसी से पूछती हूँ सारे क्वेश्चन, यहाँ तो मुझे दिख नहीं रहा हु इज अवेकन हु इज स्लीपिंग, अदरवाइज आई से द नेम, यू टेल द आंसर, यू टेल द आंसर। हाँ चलो एनीवेज, है ना, चलो जी, you all tell together, GAMD and E, ठीक है। Let me ask the 11 questions together, पहले मुझे पूछने दो। You have to tell me heavy chain of all of them, you have to tell me the light chain of all of them, ठीक है। You have to tell me the weight, molecular weight, who is the heaviest, who is the lightest, that's it। You have to tell me sedimentation coefficient, maximum or minimum। You have to tell me the sequence of concentration, you have to tell me the sequence of T half, ठीक है। You have to tell me which can cross placenta, you have to tell me which is present in the breast milk, mother's milk, breast milk, ठीक है। And lastly association with the heat, association with the heat। Let's start it, let's start it, okay, let's start it। So tell me the heavy chain in all, so say ma'am it's gamma, alpha, mu, delta, epsilon, different in all, based on which we have done the nomenclature, okay, got it, huh? So come on the light chain, it's kappa or lambda in all of them, in all of them it's same, never both, please highlight the word never both। molecular weight बताओ highest किसमें है, molecular weight highest, so heaviest कौन है, सबसे highest maximum it is in M or minimum is in G, so G is the lightest, G is the lightest and M is the heaviest। sedimentation coefficient भी same है ना, the one who is the heaviest have the maximum and rest all have same, rest all have same। concentration wise sequence is gamma only, T half की भी sequence gamma, GAMDE, that's why I'm insisting on gamma again, so this is maximum and this is minimum, G is maximum concentration, maximum T half, E is minimum concentration, minimum T half, got it। placenta में only one can cross, rest all do not cross। breast milk में G के साथ A also breast milk, rest all do not present, है ना। and regarding the heat, all of them are heat stable except E which is heat liquid, so please learn, please learn, please learn it very very thoroughly, you get many questions on that। यहाँ नहीं भी आएंगे तो biochemistry में आएंगे, this is a portion which is common here also and biochemistry also, okay, so you get questions either here or in biochemistry। anyone having any doubt, can we proceed, huh? Now read the question and tell me the answer quick fast। वेरिएबल पोर्शन ऑफ एंटीबॉडी इज सी टर्मिनल और एन टर्मिनल, आई मीन कार्बोक्सी और अमीनो। वेरिएबल कौन सा होता है, वेरिएबल यानी ऊपर वाला कि नीचे वाला, वेरिएबल इज अपर और लोअर, इज इट कार्बोक्सी और इज इट अमीनो, आई एम आस्किंग, सी टर्मिनल और एन टर्मिनल, सी इज कार्बोक्सी, एन इज अमीनो, सी और एन, yes the answer is B, it's N terminal, N terminal, you can see N terminal। identify the spotter, ये कौन सा immunoglobulin है, is it IgM, IgA, IgG or IgD, very easy question, identify, it's a spotter image based question। see the image and tell me which immunoglobulin is it, see the image and tell me which immunoglobulin is it, what is the correct answer, yes what is the correct answer, yes the correct answer is B, it is IgA because it is a dimer, dimer among them is only IgA, right। the next question, which of the following statement is true, चारों में से ट्रू क्या है, प्लीज एवरीवन पार्टिसिपेट। आई एम आस्किंग अबाउट द कंसंट्रेशंस, व्हाट इज द निमोनिक, व्हाट इज द सीक्वेंस, आई मीन सीक्वेंस इज गामड़े, GAMDE, है ना, you have to learn this sequence, among this sequence G is maximum and E is minimum, G is maximum, E is minimum। now read the four options, now read the four option। IgE has maximum, नहीं IgE तो minimum होता है ना, IgA has minimum, no IgE का होता है, IgM has minimum, no, but this is true, IgG has maximum, yes, so among them only one is correct, B is the correct answer। so you get many questions on that, which of them can cross placenta, I guess very easy question, only one can cross placenta, the first antibody in fetus, the first antibody in fetus, I'm asking the first antibody in fetus given by the mother, of course the answer is G, of course the answer is G, and of course if I change the question like this, first antibody synthesized by fetus, what is your answer now in the same options, first antibody synthesized by fetus, तो answer क्या हो जाएगा, what is the answer in that case, what is the answer in that case, in that case you will change your answer to IgM, yes answer D हो जाएगा, yes in that case, right, Got it? So we are done with 3 chapters till now. The types of immunity I taught you: antigen, epitope, paratope, है ना? Or we have seen the antibodies, its structures and properties. Now the 4th chapter we have to start complement system. Can we start the complement? Are you people with me? Can we start the next chapter, complement? Can we take a small 10 minutes break? I do not want a single drop in the energy. Actually, to be frank, I need a coffee. I need a high level of caffeine because post lunch it's very difficult to maintain the energy. I need a strong coffee. And after that, I will be with full energy. I promise. So I do not want to waste a single second. So frankly, when I feel I'm dropping my energy, I ask for the break. And I have caffeine. I increase my blood level of caffeine and I will be back. Right. So you two have a coffee. I need, I guess, 10 to 15 minutes for having a cup of coffee, and then non-stop we will continue till 6:30. Okay, जी, है ना? 6:30 whatever. ठीक है. So currently it's 4:20 now. 4:20. So 4:35. So sharp at 4:35 be there. Right? So don't be late. Don't go anywhere. Be here only. ठीक है? Okay. So just a second. I'm just switching off the camera and mic. Okay. Hello everyone, am I back? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can someone respond in the chat box so we can start ahead? I guess I'm clearly visible, audible. Yes? So can we continue with the next system? Respond. Write down something in the chat box if I'm clearly visible, audible. So can we continue with the complement system, people? Yes. Okay. So we have started immunology after the break. We have completed antigen, antibody, the types of the immunity. And now I am going to start complement system. So let's start with complement system. What is complement system? Let's start from the basic. I'm assuming you know nothing. है ना? Complement system होता क्या है? शुरू से शुरू करो. What is complement system? The human blood, all the human blood vessel. In the human blood, there is a system of 9 proteins, C1 to C9. They are non-specific protein, C1 to C9. This is known as complement system, complement family, complement system. It is present in my blood, your blood, all mammalian bloods, all human blood. But the point is that it's inactive. It's inactive. They all are inactive. C1 to C9, they are inactive. So now we have to see three things. There are three pathways of the complement. I will teach you all three one by one. In all the three systems, the trigger is different. So what is activating the complement pathway? That trigger is different in all three, and the sequence of activating is in all three is different. So let's start the complement system. Okay, so these are the three pathways in front of you. One is classical pathway, number one. Number two is mannose binding lactin activating pathway. I will explain. Okay? And third is alternate pathway. Don't worry, I will explain all three. This is the three pathway. I will draw it for you. Listen, what are the three names? First learn the three names. There are three complement pathway. पहले तो ये याद करो C1 to C9 total 9 होते हैं. There are 9 complement which are inactive. ठीक है, C1 to C9. अब now you learn first is classical pathway. Most common classically होता है ना? Second is mannose. Mannose एक sugar है, like glucose, fructose, galactose, वैसे ही mannose. Some bacteria have mannose in their cell wall. तो mannose binding pathway या फिर also known as lactin activating pathway, एक ही बात है. और third is alternate pathway. Alternate pathway. First learn the three names. सबसे पहला काम है तीन नाम याद करो. Now tell the trigger of all three. Classical कब activate होगा? When antigen, alone antigen? No. Alone antibody? No. Antigen antibody complex present in blood will activate it. Please learn. Alone antigen cannot activate it. Alone antibody cannot activate it. Antigen antibody complexes present in the blood will activate the classical. It's a very important PYQ. Learn it. Learn it by heart. है ना? What is the trigger for mannose binding? नाम में ही है mannose. There are certain bacteria जिनकी cell wall में mannose is a sugar. So that acts as a trigger. The bacteria which have mannose as a sugar, that act as a trigger for this pathway. ठीक है? और alternate में the trigger is endotoxin. First, give me a thumbs up, everyone. I mean, give me a note that you got it. Learn the three names of the pathway. What are the three names of the pathway? Okay, learn the three names. Classical pathway, mannose binding, lactin activating pathway, and alternate pathway. The complement के तीन pathway हैं. Learn the trigger of all three. What is the trigger of all three? The trigger of classical is antigen antibody complex. Please learn neither antigen alone nor antibody alone. It's the complex. Mannose का trigger है the mannose sugar in the cell wall of certain bacteria. और alternate का trigger है either the endotoxin or cancer cell. Sometimes cancer cells are also there. है ना? Everything is written in your notes. You can mark or otherwise you can write. ठीक है? चलो, now I will tell you the sequence. All 9 has to be activated, but sequence is different. We will start with classical. Classical में सबसे पहले activated C1. Antigen antibody complex activates C1. C1 activates C4. C1 के बाद next कौन आता है? C4. C4 split into two parts. C4A, C4B. C4A will go in blood, anaphylactic toxin. हमें उसकी मतलब नहीं है. C4B will continue. है ना? So C4 में से हमारे काम का कौन है? C4B. C4A काम का नहीं है. C4B. समझ में आई बात? So first antigen antibody complex activates C1. C1 activates C4 का C4B. है ना? This C4B will activate C3. I'm sorry, C2. C2 में भी C2A और C2B दोनों होंगे, है ना? C2A, C2B. So here C2A will continue, C2B will not continue. So C2 में से मुझे C2A चाहिए, ठीक है? So C4B, C2A bind together, है ना? वहां का 4B और यहाँ का 2A, they bind together and together after binding they go to C3. Next ही किसके पास जा रहे हैं? C3. तो C4B तो पहले से ही था, C2A भी आके लग गया, C3 में से 3B आएगा, तो 4B, 2A, 3B. है ना? You have to learn the sequence. थोड़ा सा difficult है पर इतना भी नहीं है, ठीक है? Once you will see ना, it will be easy. I will summarize. ठीक है, तो बोलो 4 में से B आया, 2 में से A आया, 3 में से फिर B आया, और this will go to C5 and this will go to C6 to C9. C6 to C9 will activate together. So the story is over. The story is over. You may be thinking कि मैम sequence कैसे learn करें? How to learn the sequence? It's very easy. You know 1 2 3 4 5. Everyone knows. ठीक है, तो ये देखो, ये 1 हुआ, ये 2 हुआ, फिर 3 4 5 6 to 9. तो 4 को यहां से उठा के keep it between 1 and 2. So that is the sequence. So देखो, सबसे पहले C1 है, फिर C4 है, फिर C2 है ना, C2 है, फिर C3 है, फिर C5 है, फिर 6 to 9 है. So that is the sequence. How many of you got it what I said? How to learn the sequence? How many of you got it? You have to learn the sequence like 1 2 3 4 5 only, the sequence. But only thing, you have to take 4 from its place and keep it between 1 and 2. So that is the sequence. समझ में आ रहा है क्या? किसी को समझ में आ रहा है क्या? So this is the sequence. Please see. है ना? You have to learn in the sequence. ये हुआ आपका classical. समझ में आई सबको classical? Can I come on the next pathway? Manos binding. Manos binding is same. Ditto same. The number 1, the trigger is different. Number 1, you have to see the trigger is different. Here the trigger is Manos in the cell wall. Cell wall में Manos is the trigger. The only difference here, C1 is absent. The Manos directly activates C4B. Directly it activates C4 का C4B. C1 is absent. That is the only difference. C4B go to C2A. So C4B, C2A is formed, and that will go to 4B, 2A, 3B, and they will also go to C5, C6 to C9. There is no difference in that. Only difference, C1 is absent. C1 is absent. Rest all are same. Ditto, ditto, ditto same. There is no difference. So coming on the last pathway is alternate. है ना? A little bit difficult. Please understand. यहाँ पे first thing which get triggered is C3. है ना? यहाँ पे C1 था, यहाँ पे सीधे C4 था, यहाँ पे C3 है. C3 का C3B get activated directly by the angiotoxin or cancer cell. C3B, है ना? Now in the blood, out C1 to C9 तो है ही है. इस family में there is a factor known as factor B. Factor B भी होता है. C1 to C9 होता है, एक factor B भी होता है. BA gets split to BA, BB. उसका BB उठा रही हूं मैं, not BA. है ना? So there is a factor B, उसका BB. So the C3B will activate BB. है ना? This is BB. So C3B will activate BB. And again it will go to C3B. So C3B, BB, again 3B. And then it will go to C5, C6 to C9. We are done. थोड़ा सा difficult है, लेकिन पूरा याद नहीं करना है. What is the summary? What you have to learn? अब मैं वो बताती हूँ. What you have to learn, देखो वो देखो. If you don't want to learn this all, ठीक है, forget it. What you have to learn, वो concentrate करो. पहले तो 3 नाम याद करो. First of all, learn the 3 names, the 3 pathway. Say, ma'am, classical pathway, Manos binding pathway, and alternate pathway. Say yes. ठीक है, सबसे पहले ये याद करो. तीनों का trigger याद करो. Without any confusion, say the trigger of all 3. Here, in classical, the trigger is antigen-antibody complex. In Manos binding, the Manos sugar in the cell wall. And in alternate pathway, it's endotoxin or cancer cell. ठीक है, learn the trigger of all. Learn the 3 name, learn the 3 trigger. Now tell me the first complement activated in all. The first complement activated in all. So you will see, ma'am, here it's C1 in classical, here it's C4, C4B in Manos binding, and 3B in alternate. The first complement activated, you get questions on that. So it's visible now. You have to learn the first complement in all of them. What is the convergence where they all are meeting? C5. The convergence is C5. It's also a question. C5 is the convergence where they all meet. है ना? C5. So learn the first is different in all, and C5 is the convergence. ये भी एक question है. देखो मैं सारे questions PYQ I'm highlighting. If you don't want to learn all, learn the highlighted thing. ठीक है? One more thing you have to learn. See everyone. See the classical. There are 9, C1 to C9. All are involved. Or which one is left? You will say, ma'am, 1 is there, 2 is there, 3 is there, 4 is there, 5 is there, 6 to 9 are there. So you will say, ma'am, in classical, all are consumed. I'm writing all are consumed. All are consumed. Sab ke sab consume ho gaye. C1 to C9, they all are consumed. Say yes. In Manos binding, C1 is not consumed. Rest all are consumed. So you will say all consumed except C1 in Manos binding. Here all consumed. Here all consumed except C1. ये भी क्वेश्चन है. और अल्टरनेट में कौन कौन आ रहा है? 3 आ रहा है, 5 आ रहा है और 6 to 9 आ रहा है. 1 नहीं आ रहा, C1, C2 भी नहीं आ रहा और C4 भी नहीं आ रहा. So all are consumed except 1, 2 and 4 in alternate pathway. Say yes. So you have to learn what is consumed, what is not consumed. Please learn that. How many of you got it? I'm trying hard. In classical, all are consumed without any exception. In mannose binding, all consumed except C1. And in alternate, all consumed except C1, C2, C4. If you want to learn sequence, it's good. If you don't want to learn the summary. है ना, ये सब तुम्हारे क्वेश्चंस हैं. लास्ट एक क्वेश्चन जो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है, लास्ट एक है ना. टेल मी द C3 convertase in all three. C3 convertase and tell me the C5 convertase in all three pathway. C3 convertase बताओ तीनों का और C5 convertase बताओ तीनों का. What is C3 convertase? The one complex which is going to activate C3. देखो यहां से ये जा रहा है C3 के पास, यहां से ये जा रहा है C3 के पास, यहां से ये जा रहा है C3 के पास. So this is the C3 convertase of all three pathway. You have to learn. यहाँ का 4B 2A है, यहाँ का भी 4B 2A है, यहाँ का 3B BB है. So that is going to C3 है ना. और उसी में 3B लगा दो, इसी में देखो 3B लगा दो, इसी में 3B लगा दो, इसी में 3B लगा दो, तो वो हो गया C5 convertase. This is going to activate the C5. How many of you got it? How many of you got it? Shall I remove this page? You want me to write the complete thing again or you got it? Please write down specifically. You got it or you want me to write it again? See, ultimately you have to learn this table. Dekho, this table is summary. You have to learn this table. You have to learn this table. Give me a minute, huh? Give me a minute. Just a second, huh? I will be back. मैं ये टेबल को कॉलम रिवर्स करना चाहती हूँ. 1 मिनट लगेगा. Keep, है ना? Okay. Oh, just a second. Oh, no. It will take a second, huh? Just a second. I'm coming back. It will be easy for you. मैंने उल्टा दे दिया है कॉलम ना गलती से. Otherwise, it will be. I'm almost done. Let me expand it and share my screen again. Okay, can you see my screen? This is good now. Can you see my screen? Are you people there? Okay, मुझे वापस आने दो. Where is your chat? Okay, can you see my screen? Now see the three pathway. You. So what I taught you, you have to learn this table. है ना? So what I taught you, classical pathway, lactin यानी mannose वाला. Mannose binding is lactin pathway and alternate pathway. ठीक है, सबसे पहले tell me the activator of all three. Trigger of all three. Here antigen antibody complex, it's a PYQ. Here the bacteria having mannose as a sugar in the cell wall. And here endotoxin and cancer cell. These are the PYQs. Tell me first complement in all three. Here it's C1. Here C1 नहीं, directly C4. C1 skip करके. And here the first is C3B. है ना? ये भी PYQ है. ठीक है? उसके बाद tell me the convergence यहाँ नहीं लिखा है. Convergence of all three is C5. ठीक है? वो भी मैंने बताया. यहाँ पे all of them get utilized. Here C1 is normal. Rest all are utilized. Here C1, C2, C4 is normal. Rest all are utilized. This is also PYQ. The next is you have to tell the C3 and C5 convertase. My advice to all of you, learn the C3 convertase. Don't learn C5 convertase. Learn C3 convertase. Here 4B2A, 4B2A and 3BBB. And add 3B in that. You will get C5 convertase. You got my point? You got my point? So I told you three pathways. What are the three pathways? We will revise it quickly. Classical pathway, mannose pathway, mannose binding, lactin activating pathway, alternate pathway. You tell me the first thing, the trigger for all of them. ठीक है? You tell me the trigger for all of them. Number one, you have to tell me the trigger. पहली बात तो you have to tell me the trigger for all of them. Okay? After the trigger, the second thing, you have to tell me the first complement activated in all of them. Then you have to tell me the convergence where they all are meeting of all of them. Then you have to tell me what do you say? Which of them are utilized or consumed? Which of them are utilized or consumed out of C1 to C9 in each of them? Then you have to tell me C3 convertase in each of them and C5 convertase in each of them. That's it. The complete 100% questions will be from this table. So if you don't want to learn the sequence, it's okay. Learn this complete thing. Got it? Can see, हाँ, ठीक है. So can you start saying trigger क्या है? You will say, ma'am, here antigen antibody complex. Very good. Here the trigger is mannose only, the mannose sugar in the cell wall. And here the trigger is in alternate pathway, it's endotoxin or cancer cell. ठीक है? First complement बहुत important है. Here it's C1, C4, C3, C3B. ठीक है? The first complement you have to learn. Convergence of all of them is same. है ना? It's C5, C5, C5. Convergence, they all meet at C5. ठीक है, अब कंज्यूम्ड क्या होता है, तीनों का कंजप्शन बताओ. हियर ऑल 9 आर कंज्यूम्ड, all 9 are consumed. C1 to C9, they all are consumed. Here C1 is not consumed, remaining all are consumed. Here C1, C2 and C4 are not consumed, remaining all are consumed. इस पे बहुत क्वेश्चन आता है, प्लीज माइंड इट, क्या कंज्यूम हुआ क्या नहीं, है ना. इफ यू नो द कंप्लीट पाथवे बहुत इजी है, लेकिन कंप्लीट पाथवे नहीं याद हो रहा तो डोंट टेक लोड नहीं लेना है दिमाग पे, मत लो, मत याद करो, ये समरी याद कर लो. अल्टीमेटली मतलब है क्वेश्चन बनने से. ठीक है, चलो टेल मी द C3 convertase. So here the C3 convertase, what is the C3 convertase here? It is C4B2A. Here also 4B2A. Here 3B है ना. This is C3 convertase. Now if you want the C5 convertase, if you want तो C3 convertase तो लिखो ही लिखो, 4B2A तो कॉपी कर लो, just copy it, add 3B. ठीक है, यहां से भी 4B2A कॉपी कर लो, add 3B, है ना. यहां पे भी 3B कॉपी कर लो, add 3B. How many of you got it? 100% questions will be from this only, that is my guarantee. ठीक है, this is complement pathway. Have you read it before or you are reading it first time? If you are reading it first time, it's difficult. If you have heard it before, it's easy. So this is the summary. You get all the questions. So this is the thing I have written here also. What is the C3 convertase? What is the C5 convertase? Tell me in classical pathway, alternate pathway. In classical और manos में same ही है. Classical और manos it's 4B2A, and in alternate 3BBB. And you add 3B, you add 3B. 3B here, 3B here. It will be C5 convertase. My summary is that C5 convertase is equal to C3 convertase plus 3B, C3B. If you add the two, you will get C5 convertase. This is the summary. ठीक है, got it, है ना. So little bit complicated, you will say ma'am what you are saying, C1 C2 C3 C4, but it's okay, है ना. This is actually happening in our blood, we are not aware of it, that is a separate thing, but it is unknowingly happening in all of our blood, है ना. So complement, this complex complement is provided by the God in our blood. So complete system I have drawn for you. Everyone got it? Now read the question. This type of question you get from the complement system. C3 convertase in alternate, सोच के बोलना, don't rush. Don't rush. I'm asking an alternate pathway. C3 convertase. So what is the correct answer in alternate pathway? Say from ABCD, what is the correct answer, people? Students? What is the correct answer? Yes, G? Yes. Very good. Someone is getting confused. Yes, the answer is 3BBB. I'm asking in alternate, not classical. Hana? Correct answer is C, and you all are right. Absolutely right. In alternate pathway. Instead of alternate, if I say it's classical, would you like to change your answer? You should change your answer now. What is the correct answer in that case? In that case, very good. In that case, your answer will become A. Very good. And instead of classical, if I say manos, still the answer is A. So for classical and manos, answer is A. Hello. And this thing, for alternate answer is C. Now, what is true about C4B2A? Read the four options. Is it C3 convertase or C5 convertase? Is it in classical pathway or alternate pathway? Select the best option. Select the best option. This type of question are very common in your exams. So select the best option, people. What is the correct answer? Yes, C3 convertase or C5 convertase? Classical pathway or alternate pathway? I'm asking. Tell me the answer. Yes, the correct answer is A. It is the C3 convertase in classical pathway. If I add 3B more in this, C4B, 2A, 3B. Now what is your answer? Now, would you like to change it? Yes, you should change it now. So instead of 3B, it will become C5 convertase of classical pathway. In that case, your answer will become C. Hana? So in this way, you get many questions out of that. So can we proceed to the next topic, next heading? So we are done with antigen, we are done with antibody, we are done with complement. Let's start the next chapter, antigen-antibody reactions. Okay. So let's start the next chapter, antigen-antibody reactions. Okay, there are 11 type of antigen-antibody reactions, out of which I will teach you the important one here. We can't deal with all 11, which are not important, but the important one we will take it here. Antigen-antibody reaction. You may be thinking, ma'am, same antigen, ma'am, same antibody, then why 11 different ways to react? Yes, there are 11 different ways they react. Hai the first two are ultra important, super duper, make 5-star over it. The first two, precipitation, agglutination. दोनों में रट लो, precipitation and agglutination. Okay, precipitation and agglutination. Listen, what is the difference between them? What is the difference? See, I'm drawing the diagram for both of them. See, let me draw antigen. This is the antigen. Okay? Let me draw antibody. This is the antibody. Okay? So what is the difference between precipitation and agglutination? It is the physical nature of the antigen. The antigen can be solid, the antigen can be liquid. Not antibody, antigen. Solid का मतलब particulate. Solid मत बोलो, say particulate. Better word to say. Liquid मत बोलो, don't say liquid. Say soluble. मतलब एक ही है, but say the word differently. है ना? So whenever the antigen is particulate, it's known as agglutination. This reaction is known as agglutination. And whenever the antigen is soluble, I mean liquid, this reaction is known as precipitation. In that case, it is known as precipitation. One more thing, precipitation also known as flocculation. One and the same thing. Precipitation also known as flocculation. How many of you got it? How many of you got it? Please learn that. Please learn. So this is the difference between precipitation and agglutination. Same thing is written in front of you. So whenever the antigen is soluble, it's precipitation or flocculation. एक ही बात होती है पहले तो आधे स्टूडेंट्स को तो यही नहीं पता कि precipitation and flocculation is same. आधों को तो यही नहीं पता. So please learn that. और particulate antigen है, I mean solid antigen. Particulate मतलब solid, soluble मतलब liquid, है ना? So it is known as agglutination. Got it? Yes, I will send the annotated also. Okay, so please understand now. I will send everything. ठीक है जी? Okay, so this is antigen-antibody reaction. The two types, the first two types. How many of you got it? Tell me, when the antigen, it's not antibody, when the antigen is particulate, what does it known as? And when the antigen is soluble, what does it known as? Say everyone say. Particulate है तो क्या होगा? Particulate है तो when the antigen is particulate, it's agglutination. है ना? And when the antigen is soluble, मतलब soluble है, it's known as precipitation or flocculation. These are one and the same thing. So you got it. Now in both of them, one thing is common. One thing is common in both of them, lattice formation. Lattice formation. Ab you may be thinking, ma'am, what is lattice formation and why it is common in both of them? What is lattice formation? Lattice का मतलब क्या होता है? देखो. Have you performed blood grouping experiment? Blood grouping किया है कभी in the lab? I guess everyone किया होगा या देखा होगा. How do we perform blood group? We have blood, है ना? And we have antisera. This is antisera. Maybe anti-A, anti-B, anti-D, कोई सा भी antisera. So we take a slide, है ना? We take one drop of this, one drop of this. We mix with a stirrer. The two. What do we see? We see dot. What is this dot? Have you ever thought कि ये granularity क्या है? ये जो granules मिले आपको dot ये क्या चीज है? कभी सोचा? Have you ever thought? Huh? This is lattice. देखो. सुनो. Listen. Whenever we are taking the antigen alone, we can't see anything. It's pure. I mean, it's soluble. Whenever we are taking antibody alone, we can't see anything. But whenever we mix the two, the lattice is formed, which is visible with the naked eye. Hana? Yeah, it's an example of agglutination. I agree, but I'm explaining you the lattice. What do you mean by lattice? I said now lattice is common in both of them. Let me explain you what is lattice. Hana? Dekho. How many? What is the valency of an antigen? I mean, one antigen can bind with how many antibodies? You say multivalent. One antigen can bind with multiple antibodies. There is no fixed number of that. One antigen. How many antibodies? How many antigens one antibody can bind? One antibody can bind with two antigen at a time. See, I'm mixing the antigen and antibody. I'm mixing the antigen and antibody. A lattice is formed which is never ending. छत्ता बन गया. हिंदी में कहते हैं lattice को छत्ता. You understand Hindi? It's never ending structure. It keep growing. The big lattice. This is lattice. इसे कहते हैं lattice. So when you took the antigen alone, it's not visible. When you took, है ना? देखो, I'm taking antigen alone. ये सारे antigen है. ये सब अलग हैं. They are not visible. I'm taking antibody alone. ये antibody है ना? ये सारी antibody हैं. They are not visible, but I'm mixing the two. So once I mix the two, something like this will be formed. It will be like lattice. So a big structure, a macromolecule is formed. It is known as lattice. How many of you got it? So this is not visible, but I mix the two, a lattice is visible. A lattice, a big granular molecule is visible. That is known as lattice. People respond, say yes, you got it. समझ में आई क्या? तो ये lattice किस में बनता है? Lattice is formed in precipitation or agglutination, or both of them? It is formed in both precipitation as well as agglutination. The lattice is formed. You got the meaning? So same lattice is shown to you. So lattice is common for both of them. Please learn. Lattice occurs only in two. Precipitation. There are 11 reactions. No? Out of the 11, lattice is formed in first two. Only first two. Lattice. यानी छत्ता, हिंदी में मुझे छत्ता ही इमेजिन होता है ना. लैटिस यानी एवर ग्रोइंग, जो कभी खत्म ही ना हो, ऐसा बढ़ता जाए बढ़ता जाए बढ़ता जाए. दैट इज एवर ग्रोइंग स्ट्रक्चर इज नोन एज लैटिस. So can you see the same lattice is shown to you? You can see this is antigen, this is antigen, this is antigen. The multiple antibodies are binding them together and lattice is formed. है ना? See the 3 test tubes in front of you. Please everyone see. Can you see the 3 test tube? See the first test tube. First test tube में क्या दिख रहा है? I can see only 2 antigen, the red dot. How many red dot are there? Can you see the image? Image दिख रहा है clear? I can see only 2 antigen. But how many antibodies are there? I can see multiple antibodies. Come on. 1, 2, multiple antibodies. है ना? So does the lattice will form? You will say, no ma'am, lattice is not forming because here antibody is an axis. Abundant of antibody are there. That's why lattice is breaking in between. It's not continuously growing. No, lattice is not formed. See the third test tube. See the third test tube. In the third test tube, I can see abundant of antigen. Many antigen. I don't know, maybe 10, 20 kitne hain. Many antigen. But hardly any antibody. I can see ikka dukka, 1, 2 antibodies only. So does the lattice form? Here also lattice is not formed. Here also, because here the antigen is an axis. See the central test tube. No need to say anything. Here antigen and antibody are equal or they are in proportion. So here the lattice is formed. So you tell me the lattice is formed where? Whenever the antigen and antibody are in proportion, then only the lattice is formed. Lattice is neither formed when antibody is in axis. Lattice is neither formed when antigen is in axis. Whenever both of them are in proportion, then only lattice is formed. Say yes. How many of you got this concept? समझ में आया? हाँ, समझ में आया. So whenever antibody is in axis, na, it is known as prozone. Prozone. And whenever antigen is in axis, it is known as postzone. Postzone. And whenever both of them are equal, it is known as zone of equivalence. So there are 3 zones. They are in front of you. There are 3 zones. Prozone में antibody is in axis. Postzone में antigen is in axis. And zone of equivalence में both are equal and lattice is formed. How many of you got it? How many of you got it? लेकिन एग्जाम में तो मैं भूल जाऊंगी. I will forget in the exam कि pro में क्या एक्सेस है और पोस्ट में क्या एक्सेस है. जोन ऑफ इक्वलेंस आई नो, इक्वलेंस में दोनों इक्वल हैं. आई नो, ये मैं नहीं भूलूंगी. आई विल नॉट फॉरगेट कि जोन ऑफ इक्वलेंस में एंटीजन एंड एंटीबॉडी दे आर इक्वल इन प्रोपोर्शन. बट प्रो में एंटीबॉडी एक्सेस है और पोस्ट में एंटीजन एक्सेस है. आई कैन फॉरगेट इट. देयर आर हाई चांसेस आई विल डू उल्टा पुल्टा. देयर आर हाई चांसेस. So how to learn that? How to learn? Yes, that's we have to learn medico, but how to learn that? How to learn? Chalo, I will tell you a way to learn that, a mnemonic or way. Listen, how we write antibody? We write AB in short. How we write antigen in short? AG. We all write like this. Now this is antibody, this is antigen. Now say ABCD, ABCD, EFGH. So first B comes or first G comes? Of course, first A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So first B is coming, then G is coming. So that's why this is pro. Pro यानी पहले और this is post. Post यानी बाद में. So my point is that antibody axis is prozone, antigen axis is postzone. Now you will never forget. Okay? Now, yes, that is the thing. Okay? Now you will never forget. This is how I learned in 2004 when I was in second prof. And till date, after many years, I don't know how many years, till date I can remember. The concepts are same. Nothing has changed till date. How many new viruses come which I have not read at that time? The Nipah virus, the COVID virus, the Yevo. Baki the studies are same. Nothing will change. Nothing changes with time. Okay. Few more microorganisms have updated. That's it. But the concepts doesn't change. Okay. So please learn that. Anyways, chalo. Antibody axis, antigen axis. Hana? So please learn. You get questions on that. Prozone, postzone. You get many questions on that. Okay. Chalo. So that is the thing we have seen. See the 3. See the 3. See the graph. See the structure. What is axis? I can see abundant antibodies, so no lattice. Here, I can see abundant antigen, so no lattice. But in the center, I can see they are equal, so lattice is formed. So see, lattice is formed here in the zone of equivalence. I will say this is prozone, this is postzone. So no lattice here, no lattice here. Maximum lattice in the zone of equivalence. You can get this graph also. So it's very easy. Hana? So what I have learned and what I'm going to teach you, I have started antigen-antibody reaction. I started with 2 antigen antibody reaction. One is precipitation, also known as flocculation, and second is agglutination. I told you both of them are same, but the difference here, the antigen is soluble and here the antigen is particulate. I explained you what does it mean, particulate. Here antigen is liquid, here antigen is solid. And I told you one thing is common in both of them. Here also lattice is formed and 3 zones are there. Here also lattice is formed and 3 zones are there. This thing is common, exactly common. Prozone, zone of equivalence and postzone. ये दोनों में होता है. यहाँ पे भी 3 zone है, यहाँ पे भी 3 zone है. There is no difference in that. Now, I'm going to teach you the 4 types of precipitation, I mean the 5 types of precipitation and 4 types of agglutination. Types with their example. है ना? So let me, it's little bit of rectification side, but I will simplify it, and then we will again write it and compare it. है ना? So first I'm telling you the types of precipitation with their example. Then I will tell you the types of agglutination with example, and then we will compare them. Are you people with me? Can we continue? So let me come on the types of precipitation. Types of precipitation and flocculation with their example. Precipitation and flocculation with their example. See the types. Types of precipitation and flocculation with the examples. ठीक है? There are 5 types. एक होता है ring test, एक होता है slide test, एक होता है tube test. Ring, slide, tube. देखो ring को ring क्यों कहते हैं? Have you performed this experiment? This is antigen, this is antibody. At the junction, you can see a ring. That's why it is known as ring test. है ना? At the junction, a ring is formed. That's why it is known as ring test. This is ring. है ना? Slide is performed on slide, like the blood grouping. You take antigen, you take antibody, you mix with a stirrer. Once you mix with the stirrer, you can see the granularity. You can see the granularity. ठीक है? So this is slide test. It is performed on a slide. ठीक है? उसके बाद है tube test. You can see this is the tube. You can see the tube test. Tube is performed in a tube. Don't go on the procedure. Procedure नहीं देखना है. Just I'm explaining you the diagram कि भी समझ में आए. Ring को ring क्यों कहते हैं? Slide को slide क्यों कहते हैं? Tube को tube क्यों कहते हैं? Slide क्योंकि slide पे करते हैं. Tube क्योंकि tube पे करते हैं. Ring क्योंकि junction पे ring बन रही है. So that's why the names are given. The fourth is immunodiffusion. Immunodiffusion is gel. Instead of test tube, we take a petri dish. I don't have diagram. We take a petri dish और वो gel होता है. Gel के अंदर करते हैं. And last is electroimmunodiffusion. I will explain. So learn the examples. You have to learn the examples. Ring test, learn 2 examples. What are the 2 examples? Ascolis thermoprecipitant test and Lancefield grouping. You will say, ma'am, what is this all? If you have not heard, it's okay. Tomorrow I'm going to explain you all. So tomorrow, whenever I will teach you Bacillus anthrax, I'm going to teach you Ascolis thermoprecipitant. तब मैं ये revise कराऊंगी. It is an example of ring test. इसमें ring बनती है junction पे. और Lancefield grouping in the streptococcus. Learn 2 example. Ascolis Bacillus में होता है and Lancefield streptococcus में होता है. So learn the test along with the bacteria. Please learn the test along with the bacteria. ठीक है? The 2 examples of ring test. What you have learned? What are the 2 examples of the ring test? बोलो फटाफट बोलो. Ascolis test for Bacillus anthrax and Lancefield grouping for the streptococcus. ठीक है? Slide में एक example है VDRL. VDRL किसका होता है? Syphilis का. Tube में भी एक example है कहान. कहान भी syphilis का. तो इन दोनों पे बहुत PYQ है. VDRL and Kahan both are precipitation, but one is slide, one is tube. जो VDRL है ना, it is performed on a slide. It is never performed in tube. And Kahan is always performed in a tube, not in slide. Please learn the 2. VDRL is slide test and Kahan is tube. Both are syphilis. Both are for syphilis. Tomorrow I will teach you the details. है ना? The next is immunodiffusion. Immunodiffusion का example है Alex test for diphtheria. The immunodiffusion के example है Alex test for the diphtheria. है ना? Alex gel precipitation test for diphtheria. Just learn it. And last is electroimmunodiffusion, जिसमें हम electricity लगाएंगे. है ना? So not important. You can learn rocket electrophoresis. You can skip also. है ना? इतना डिटेल में नहीं जाना है. Not important. ठीक है? If you want to learn, एक बार बता देती हूँ rocket क्या है. देखो, take a petri dish. Nobody is going to ask you that. Take a petri dish. ठीक है? एक petri dish ले लो. Imagine you are doing this experiment. Fill it with agar. You know, agar की एक प्रॉपर्टी होती है, अगार को हीट करो तो इट विल लिक्विफाई और कूल करो तो इट विल सॉलिडिफाई लाइक द आइस एंड वाटर. अगार ऐसा होता है, पता है क्या? सो टेक लिक्विड अगार, हीट इट, लिक्विफाई इट एंड फिल इट. पूरा लिक्विड अगार है. इन दैट मिक्स एंटीबॉडी. Mix it with a stirrer. Everybody, everywhere it will be antibody. Everywhere. है ना? Now cool it. So I will say it agar containing antibody containing agar. What I will call it now? Antibody incorporated agar. Book में आपको ये नाम मिलेगा, लेकिन you will not understand कि बनाया कैसे. So I explained you कि कैसे बनाया. So take agar, heat it, liquefy it, mix it with antibody, mix it with the stirrer and cool it. This is known as antibody containing agar. Say yes. अब क्या करना है? It is solidify now. Now cut wells. छोटे-छोटे well काट लो यहाँ पे. Cut the well. कुएं, छोटे-छोटे wells काट लो. Cut it. Holes, है ना? Fill the holes with the antigen. यहाँ पे antigen डाल दो इन सब holes में. All the holes contain antigen. ठीक है जी? All of them contain antigen. Now here I have put 1 milligram. Just suppose here 2 milligram, 3, 4, 5 different concentration. सब में मैंने different concentration डाला. ठीक है? All of them contain different concentration and apply the electricity cathode anode. It is electroimmunodiffusion. Now it will be fast. Electricity से cathode anode. So you tell me antibody is everywhere. Antibody कहीं नहीं जाएगी. antibody will go nowhere, it is everywhere, but antigen will diffuse like this, है ना, from every well it will diffuse like this. Say yes, होगा कि नहीं होगा? So wherever antigen and antibody will be in same proportion, है ना, there a band is formed. This is known as band of precipitation, है ना, neither in pro zone nor in post zone. Wherever they are in proper concentration, a band is formed. Say yes. So the bands are formed like this. The bands are formed like this. The bands are formed like this. Say yes, है ना? These are the bands of precipitation. So they are looking like rocket. That's why known as rocket electrophoresis. Their shape is like rocket. That's why known as rocket electrophoresis. है ना? पहले मुझे लगता था rocket मतलब क्या है, but it's very silly reason. The shape is like rocket. That's why they say कि it's rocket electrophoresis. Funny, na? So that's why. Got my point? Not only this. See the length of the rocket. Length. कितना लंबा rocket है. The length of the rocket is directly proportional to the concentration of the antigen in that corresponding well. है ना? More is the concentration, longer the rocket. Less is the concentration, shorter. देखो सबसे छोटा है ना? So this is the thing. You can get an image-based question. There are 4 antigen A, B, C, D. They can ask you the minimum concentration in which well, the maximum concentration in this well, in this image. So you should know the concept. So the concentration is directly proportional to the length of the rocket. So here D well has maximum concentration and A has minimum. They can ask you the sequence. So the sequence is D followed by C followed by B followed by A. This is the sequence. So you should be able to answer the questions like that. Got it? This is rocket electrophoresis. हाँ बोलो. Got it? So I taught you the 5 type of precipitation. See the 5 types of precipitation or flocculation. You get questions on that. What are the 5 types? You want me to say it once? Tell me the example of ring test, slide test, tube test, immunodiffusion, electroimmunodiffusion. Tell me example of all of them. Here we have 2 example, rest all 1, 1, 1, 1. That's it. बहुत easy है. Not very difficult. Try, at least try. Try to karo. So in the ring, it's Ascoli thermoprecipitant test and Lancefield grouping. Ascoli हम करते हैं Bacillus anthrax में और Lancefield करते हैं Streptococcus में. Tomorrow I will teach you the detail. कल ज्यादा अच्छा समझ में आएगा. ठीक है? स्लाइड में VDRL और ट्यूब में कहान. ये दोनों सिफिलिस में होता है. ट्रिपैनोमा पैलिडियम दोनों सिफिलिस में. इम्यूनोडिफ्यूजन में एलिक जेल प्रेसिपिटेशन टेस्ट ये डिप्थीरिया के लिए करते हैं. ठीक है? और इलेक्ट्रोइम्यूनोडिफ्यूजन में रॉकेट है. I told you the relevance of the rocket electrophoresis. So you can get many questions on the example. I know it's rectification. Learn it. Sharpen your memory and learn it. I'm aged than you. है ना? ज़्यादा भी नहीं हूँ मैं, है ना? लेकिन if I can learn, I mean you are the young brains, no? You can also learn. I mean you can learn easily than me. If I can learn, you can definitely learn it. ठीक है ना? So you are the growing, erupting brains. ठीक है? So please learn it. Anyways, चलो, we are done with the types of precipitation. Coming on the types of agglutination. Agglutination की कितने types हैं? How many types of agglutination? 4 types. Agglutination is of 4 types. There is no ring here. यहाँ पे ring नहीं है. There is no ring. यहाँ पे directly slide है. Slide है and tube है ना? यहाँ पे भी slide है and tube है. There is no ring. There is slide test. There is tube test. उसके बाद Coombs test और passive agglutination. I will explain all one by one. यहाँ की slide में है blood grouping. Have you performed blood grouping? Blood grouping में antigen क्या होता है और antibody क्या होती है? You tell me. We take a slide. On the slide, we take 1 drop of antigen, 1 drop of antibody. What is antigen? You will say, ma'am, RBCs in the blood. 1 drop of RBCs you take, है ना? And you mix it with antibody. This is antibody, anti-sera, anti-A, anti-B. ये antibody आ जाएगी, है ना? We perform it in a slide. अच्छा, जो RBC है वो solid है कि liquid है? RBC is a cell. RBC एक cell होता है. वो solid है कि liquid है? Obviously solid है. That's why I'm telling you in types of precipitation, in types of agglutination, not precipitation. Agglutination में antigen is particulate, है ना? समझने वाले समझ गए. ठीक है? समझ में आई के बाद, है ना? So it is a type of agglutination, blood grouping. It's not precipitation because here the antigen is RBC and RBC is a solid particle. It's not liquid. My point is that. And we all perform blood grouping on a slide. Have you ever performed blood grouping in the test tube? You will say, no, ma'am, slide पे किया है आज तक. We all have performed this experiment on the slide. That's why it is slide agglutination. ठीक है? Slide agglutination का best example है blood grouping. That's it. Tube में learn 3. Cut the last 2, learn 3. What are the 3 you have to learn? Say Vidal, Weil-Felix, Paul Bunnet. Vidal, Weil-Felix, Paul Bunnet. मैं तीनों कल पढ़ाऊंगी. Vidal is for typhoid, Salmonella typhi. Weil-Felix is in rickettsia. और पॉल बुनेट वायरस में आएगा, है ना, इट विल बिकम इन इप्सिन बार वायरस। मैं सब पढ़ाऊंगी टुमारो, डे आफ्टर टुमारो, 4 दिन है हमारे पास। टुडे तो फाउंडेशन हो रहा है, ये जितनी बार है ना उतनी बार ये टेबल आएगा तुम्हारे सामने जब जब टेस्ट आएगा, ठीक है। कुम्स टेस्ट सबको पता है, इरिथ्रोब्लास्टोसिस फेटालिस के लिए करते हैं। एंड लास्ट इज पैसिव एग्लूटिनेशन। You tell me the difference between precipitation and agglutination. You tell me. मुझे बताओ, अभी बताओ क्या डिफरेंस है। You will say, ma'am, here antigen is soluble, है ना, and here antigen is particulate. Here antigen is particulate. That is the only difference. My next question to you: Can I convert precipitation to agglutination? Say yes or say no. कर सकते हैं कि नहीं कर सकते हैं? You will say, ma'am, yes, we can convert if you can convert soluble antigen to particulate. So how to convert a liquid antigen to solid antigen? How to convert a liquid antigen to solid antigen? We can do so by providing a carrier. Provide a carrier, है ना? Provide a carrier. So the soluble antigen will come, bind on the surface of the carrier and convert it to solid carrier, solid antigen, particulate antigen. Who is this guy? This agglutination, this type of agglutination, it is known as passive agglutination. This is not real. This is the precipitation get converted to agglutination. इसलिए it's known as passive agglutination. So it's of two types depending what is the carrier. If the carrier is RBC, it is known as heme agglutination. If the carrier is latex, it is known as latex agglutination. So it is of two types, heme and latex. Passive agglutination is of two types, heme and latex. समझ में आ रहा है? बातें समझ में आ रही हैं? हाँ? So that is the thing. Heme agglutination का example है Rose-Valar test. Learn one only Rose-Valar. We are done. I want you questions पे आने से पहले we will revise it completely. मैं पूरा revise कराऊंगी, सब यहाँ आओ. Everyone come, everyone here. So I taught you antigen antibody reaction, है ना? The first is precipitation, also known as flocculation. The second is agglutination. Everyone on the screen, ठीक है? First tell me the difference between them. Here the antigen is soluble, है ना? And here the antigen is particulate, ठीक है ना? Lattice is formed in both of them. Here also we have lattice and the 3 zones, and here also we have the lattice and the 3 zones. Prozone, zone of equivalence, there is no difference in that. ठीक है? Now we have types. Both of them have the types. So you have to learn the examples of the type. Here we have 5 types. The first is ring. We don't have ring here. ठीक है? Second is slide. We have slide here also. We have slide here also. So super duper confusing questions. I will show you the questions also. The next is the tube. We have tube here also. So tube precipitation, tube agglutination, slide precipitation, slide agglutination. समझ आ रही है बात? Apart from that, two are different. Here we have immunodiffusion and electroimmunodiffusion. Here we have Coombs, and the last one was this one. क्या पढ़ा अभी हमने last? Passive agglutination. ठीक है? You have to tell me the examples of all. है ना? Try. So in ring we have seen Ascoli's precipitant test और दूसरा Lancefield for streptococcus. अब दोनों का स्लाइड बताओ. यहाँ के स्लाइड में क्या था, यहाँ के स्लाइड में क्या था? यहाँ के स्लाइड में VDRL for syphilis, यहाँ के स्लाइड में blood grouping. Compare the two. यहाँ के ट्यूब में कहा था कहान for syphilis. यहाँ के ट्यूब में क्या है? Vidal, Wheel-Falix and Paul Bunet. You get super duper confusing question in the 4. Which of the following is an example of slide precipitation, tube precipitation, slide agglutination, tube agglutination, and you will confuse in the options. Please make your concept super clear. Immunodiffusion ठीक है, यहाँ पे एलिक्स आ जाएगा डिप्थीरिया का, और यहाँ पे रॉकेट आ जाएगा, है ना? कोम्स में कुछ भी नहीं है, और पैसिव एग्लूटिनेशन में रोज-वेलार टेस्ट आ जाएगा, है ना? So super duper confusion and many questions are created from these 4. These 4 you have to learn it very thoroughly. Please highlight, learn, जो करना है करो, but learn करो, ठीक है ना? So appreciate. Can we go ahead? You will solve questions now. Let me see कितनों को याद हुआ. Let me check now. Let me check. चलो, read the question and tell me the answer. चलो, रोज-वेलार टेस्ट कहाँ पे आएगा? रोज-वेलार कहाँ बताया मैंने? Is it complement fixation test? Is it precipitation in gel? Is it ring precipitation or is it passive heme agglutination? What is the correct answer? Yes, Elizabeth. Yes, Sanya. Very correct. Yes, everyone is correct now. So it is passive agglutination. I told you it is heme agglutination. One of the type of heme agglutination यहाँ बताया मैंने रोज-वेलार आपको. So you have to learn one of the passive agglutination. Very correct. Precipitation in comparison to agglutination requires what? What is the difference between the two? Precipitation in comparison to agglutination. Is it less pH, high temperature, specific enzyme, or soluble antigen? What is the correct answer? Yes, the antigen is different. In precipitation, the antigen is soluble, but here the antigen is particulate. है ना? Here the antigen is particulate. Got it? Got it? So correct answer is D here. The correct answer is D. Okay. So VDRL is an example of, चलो बताओ अब, super confusing question. Write ABCD, है ना? ABCD में से क्या है? सोच के बोलना, don't jump. It's a tricky question. Looking simple but very tricky. VDRL कहाँ आएगा? First decide VDRL कहाँ आएगा? What is the correct answer? What do you say? Yes, Elizabeth, you are right. Everyone is right. Yes, yes, yes. BK, Shivam, you all are also right. Yes. So VDRL is a type of precipitation, not agglutination. तो agglutination तो हटा दो. अब precipitation तो option में ही नहीं है, but precipitation का दूसरा नाम है flocculation. The other name of the precipitation is flocculation. उसमें भी it will come in slide, not the tube. So correct answer is C. You all are right. I'm changing the question from VDRL to Kahan. You change your answer. Quick, you change your answer. You change your answer. What do you say now? If I change from VDRL to Kahan, where would you go? Huh? I guess everyone knows. In that case, yes, tube क्या? सद्दाम, ट्यूब तो ठीक है, ट्यूब के भी दो ऑप्शन है ना, फ्लॉक्यूलेशन यू गो और एग्लूटिनेशन, आई मीन बी और डी, सद्दाम. Yes, so D is the correct answer. So don't say only tube, it's tube flocculation in that case. Tube precipitation I mean. ठीक है? If I change it again to blood grouping, अब बताओ क्या आंसर है? बोलो, फटाफट बोलो. Blood grouping कहाँ जाएगा? Would you like to change your answer now? Blood grouping कहाँ जाएगा? Blood grouping is an example of agglutination or precipitation. It's an agglutination. Blood grouping slide पे करते हो कि tube में करते हो? It is a slide agglutination. In that case, answer will be A. Very good. And if I change the question to Vidal, या फिर Wheel Falix, या फिर Paul Bonnet, so answer will become B. I'm not waiting. The answer will become B. So you got it. How many confusing questions are there? समझ गया तुमको यहाँ से कितने confusing questions आते हैं? Everyone get confused here. Even I get confused sometimes. So don't get confused. Learn it thoroughly. ठीक है? चलो. Read the next question. Which of the following is agglutination test? Which of the following is agglutination? Agglutination, very simple question. Agglutination में कौन है? Vidal, VDRL, Ascolis और Kahan? Huh? So what is the correct answer? Yes, so you all are, no, not B. पता नहीं तुम लोग कौन सा वाला आंसर दे रहे हो? So correct answer here is Vidal. The correct answer here is Vidal. है ना? If I change the question, which of the following is a slide precipitation? What is your answer now? I'm giving the answer. It will be VDRL. If I say which of the following is tube precipitation, the answer will be Kahan. Which of the following is ring precipitation, answer will be Ascolis. So I can change the answer multiple times. है ना? Change the question, change the answer. You get many questions from that. The next last question, I guess. Wheel Falix. What is wheel Falix? You tell me wheel Falix कहाँ आता है? Where does the wheel Falix occur? Where does the wheel Falix occur? Come on, people. Wheel Falix कहाँ आता है? Is it ring test, tube precipitation, slide precipitation, or tube agglutination? Yes, G. Wheel Falix. Wheel Falix is not precipitation. It is not ring. है ना? Agglutination में कहाँ आता है? Slide में तो blood grouping था, tube में. So correct answer is D. So you got it. How many questions you are getting? है ना? From the examples, you have to learn it thoroughly. You cannot skip it. Post zone phenomenon is seen in. कहाँ पे होता है post zone phenomenon? Post zone phenomenon is seen in. कहाँ पे होता है? Is it antigen axis or antibody axis or zone of equivalence? Post यानी बाद में. So it is antigen axis. है ना? Not antibody. ठीक है? और यहीं पे मैं क्वेश्चन चेंज कर दूं, प्रोजोन कर दूं, तो आंसर विल बिकम एंटीबॉडी एक्सेस. यू गॉट इट व्हाट आई मीन. ठीक है? सो वी आर डन विद प्रेसिपिटेशन, वी आर डन विद एग्लूटिनेशन. ठीक है? Rest are not very important. I'm directly coming on immunochromatography. A little bit about the immunochromatography, and we will come on the next topic after that. So we are coming on immunochromatography, the last one here. Immunochromatography. What is immunochromatography? What is immunochromatography? I don't know in your notes what is given. Maybe थोड़ा बहुत additional ऊपर नीचे दिया हो तो notes को थोड़ा बहुत modify कर लो. And अगर same दिया है तो very good, है ना? I'm trying कि notes के साथ parallel ही चले, but plus minus थोड़ा तो हो सकता है कहीं पर. चलो. Anyways, coming on immunochromatography. What is immunochromatography? Immunochromatography is lateral flow immunoassay. ठीक है? We are done with precipitation, we are done with agglutination. Now I'm teaching you immunochromatography. ठीक है? It is lateral flow immunoassay. ये किट्स देखी है? कभी प्रेगनेंसी किट देखा है? कभी मलेरिया किट देखा है? हेपेटाइटिस का किट देखा है? These are the kits. The kits are available. The results is available just in 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes में रिजल्ट आ जाता है. So these are the kits. Actually इनके अंदर ना कैपिलरी मेथड से काम होता है. Let me explain. Antigen and antibody both are detected. You know, during pregnancy, if some female is pregnant, है ना? So the urine and blood of that female contain a specific antigen. The name of that antigen is beta HCG. है ना? Beta HCG is present only in pregnant lady, not in non-pregnant lady. The urine and the blood, है ना? Just suppose there are two ladies in my clinic. Both of them have missed their menstrual cycle, missed this month, and both of them are suspecting they are young and they are suspecting they are pregnant. So we want to test the pregnancy test in both of them. So we have taken two kits. They are in front of you, है ना? They are in front of you. So in the kit now, the first thing, there are three things in the kit. Let me explain the kit. There is a sample pad in which you have to put the sample, whether the sample is urine, blood, whatever. Then there is a conjugate pad. I will explain what does it mean. And then there is a capture. This is complete capture pad. ये पूरा capture, है ना? So there are three areas in the kit. One by one we will see. ठीक है? So I have put few drops of urine of the patient here, few drops of urine of second patient here. I'm having patient A, patient B. Both are ladies. है ना? Both are females, I mean. Both have missed their menses and they're suspecting both of them are pregnant. In lady A, she is actually pregnant. है ना? Lady A is actually pregnant. So the urine contains the beta HCG antigen C. This is the antigen. Here the lady B is non-pregnant, so urine do not have the beta HCG. Say yes, you can see, no? But I don't know that. In the end, I will come to know. है ना? In the end, I will come to know. So here the antigen, here the sample will go to the next pad. Here also sample will go to the next pad. In the next pad, the conjugate antibodies, I mean, the antibodies against that antigen are already stick to that. So if you are suspecting beta HCG ना, तो beta HCG के against antibody already वहाँ लगा के देंगे हम. Kit में लगी हुई होती हैं. So in the kit, the anti-beta HCG antibodies are already adhered there in the conjugate pad. So here antigen will bind to it. देखो यहाँ तो antigen है, तो antigen antibody complex बनेगा. Here antigen नहीं है, so they are empty. है ना? They are empty. So they will move to the next pad. They will move to the next zone. Next zone, I mean. है ना? They will move to the next zone. In the next zone, again we are having two line. एक होती है test line. See, this is test line. This is control line. This is test line and this is control line. ठीक है, मेरी बात सुनो. Please understand my thing. So यहाँ पे again antibodies हैं. यहाँ पे भी present antigen antibody complex बन जाएगा फिर से and the test line is positive. यहाँ पे तो antigen है ही नहीं. There is no antigen. The urine is empty. It doesn't have beta HCG. So here test line will be negative. Here test line. But control is positive in both of them. Control is due to the conjugate antibodies. You will say, ma'am, what is the use of the control? What is the use of the control? It's okay if it is not mentioned in the notes. You can have a look. And ultimately, what is the summary? I will give you time to write that summary. Hello, I will tell you the summary. Don't write all this. Okay, listen. What is the use? Listen. So, why we are taking control? So this is the kit. This is the kit. Hello. Just suppose here is the test line. Here this is the control. Here is the test. Here is the control. And here's the sample pad. The first lady have the beta HCG in the urine. The second lady don't have it. Or any antigen, not only beta HCG, any antigen, whatever you are testing. So in the first lady, the control is, the test is positive, control is also positive. In the second lady, only control is positive, test is not positive. Because it is negative for that. So what does control indicate? I mean to say, this is test, this is control. What does control indicate? Control is indicating, देखो मेरी बात समझो, it is capillary. कैपिलरी यानी स्ट्रॉ समझता है? स्ट्रॉ से हम फ्लूइड लेते हैं ना. सो बाय कैपिलरी एक्शन द सैंपल इज रीचिंग देयर. ये दोनों स्ट्रिप पे इट इज रीचिंग लाइक अ कैपिलरी. इमेजिन इफ द कैपिलरी इज ब्रोकन इन बिटवीन और इट इज ब्लॉक्ड. इफ इट इज ब्लॉक्ड, है ना, सो इट विल नॉट रीच हियर. समटाइम्स जस्ट सपोज द लेडी इज पॉजिटिव but the capillary is broken and you get a negative result. So it is false negative. It is false negative. That's why we always check the control. Control is the last. Control indicates sample is reaching till here, crossing the test. Now, whatever the test is showing, it is the actual result. Control should always be positive, whether the lady is positive or not positive. Okay? Say yes, people. Say yes, say no, say something. So there are three possibilities. I'm drawing the three possibilities. You can draw it with me. Or I will give you time. First, understand. So I'm drawing the three kits. Immunochromatography. I'm explaining you what? Write down immunochromatography. Write down immunochromatography. ठीक है? Write down test, control, test, control, test, control. Learn the rule. The rule is that control is last. First there is test, then control. Test, control, test, control. है ना? And here is the sample. Here is the sample pad. Okay? है ना? In the first, the test and control both are positive. You tell me what is the result. In the second, only control is positive, test is not positive. And in the third, control is negative, test is positive. You tell me what is the result. What is the interpretation I mean to ask. So in the first lady, you will say this lady is positive. Whatever you are testing, it is positive for that. You are testing malaria, it is positive for that. You are testing pregnancy, she is positive for that. Whatever you are testing, it is positive. The second is the negative. Because test strip is negative, but control is working. Control is working means the test is valid. In the third, I will say it's invalid. It's invalid. Control is not working now. I will repeat the test. I will throw it. I will discard it and repeat the test on a new kit. Control should always work. In absence of control, don't interpret the result, whether it is positive or negative. That is my point. Say people say something, respond. Hana? So you get questions on that. Yes, true positive, true negative, and invalid. Very good. Very good, Canel. Very good. So this is how you get questions on that. This is immunochromatography and simple concept. है ना? So we are done with that. ठीक है, immunoblotting हमारा हो गया है. So coming on the next topic, hypersensitivity. Is it given in your notes? Hypersensitivity is given in your notes. Say yes. Is it given? So can we continue with hypersensitivity? The next topic, 2 more topics we will study. Hypersensitivity, I will complete. The examples, every year you get question on hypersensitivity. Every year in FMG, I am talking. In FMG, you get question every year almost. If you have solved your PYQs, you may be knowing that. Or ye topic is common in patho. So patho plus micro, I'm teaching you double here. This topic. है ना? I'm covering both. So patho, micro, दोनों जगह से cover हो जाएगा. है ना? So hypersensitivity, or after that, I guess one more topic is there. So I will explain you that. Listen, let me start with hypersensitivity. Chalo, let me ask you a question. What is immunity? Let me start from the beginning. What is immunity? Immunity क्या होता है? You will say, मैम immunity से मुझे ना सिर्फ आर्मी इमेजिन होती है. आर्मी में कौन होते हैं? Soldiers. आर्मी में soldiers are there. है ना? So soldiers. है ना? So soldiers are there in the army. Who are our soldiers? You will say, ma'am, in our blood, B and T lymphocytes are present. The B and T lymphocytes are our soldiers. They are our army. The army means defense. Yes. है ना? Yes, it is the defense. It is the army. B and T lymphocytes are our soldiers. ठीक है? So let me ask you next question. Is immunity good for us or bad for us? Please answer. Is it good or bad? First you answer, then I will tell you the explanation. Immunity is good or bad? I'm asking you that. Immunity is good or bad? Achha, what does the army do? Whenever any foreign particle comes in your body, who is the foreign particle? The terrorist. The terrorist. The army fight and destroy it. Huh? So everyone will say good. Most of you will say good. Good and bad. Why bad? Okay. Most of you are saying that good. Okay, I agree. Immunity is good because it is fighting with the foreign. It is preventing us from the terrorist. We all know that. But what about sometimes the immunity get hyper excited? Exaggerated immunity. You imagine by yourself there is a soldier. Imagine. The soldier is very good unless until it is killing the terrorist. Hana, if the soldier sometimes become hyper excited, it is killing the terrorist. But along with killing the terrorist, it is killing country people also. Is he a good soldier? No, he's a mad soldier. Mad. Kill that soldier. He is killing the country people also. That is hypersensitivity. Hypersensitivity is nothing. It is the exaggerated immunity. It is not good for us. It is not good. It is the exaggerated immunity. So here the terrorist, I mean the foreign particle get destroyed. There is no doubt in that. But along with the foreign particle destruction, host is also harmed. Host ko bhi harm hota hai. So it is not autoimmune, Elizabeth. I'm coming on that. Okay, got my point. It is host. Elizabeth, in autoimmune, only host is harmed, not foreign. है ना? Autoimmune सिर्फ हमारी बॉडी को हार्म करेगी. यहाँ पे hyper exaggerated of the normal. It is killing foreign also, host also. Got my point? है ना? Normal immunity. चलो, normal immunity, hypersensitivity and autoimmunity. She is asking autoimmunity ना? चलो वो भी बता देते हैं. अगला चैप्टर autoimmunity है. Normal kill only foreign. It kill foreign. है ना? Host को no harm. Host is healthy. Host को कोई harm नहीं है. No harm. No harm to the host. This is normal. This is normal. Hypersensitivity में foreign और host both are harmed. Foreign को भी harm, host को भी harm. Autoimmunity में foreign को कुछ नहीं करेंगे. Only host को harm. I hope you got it. I'm trying hard. समझ में आया? So that is hypersensitivity. समझ में आया? There are 4 types of hypersensitivity. How many types of hypersensitivity? Say people. How many types of hypersensitivity in our syllabus? There are 4 types of hypersensitivity. Type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. There are 4 types of hypersensitivity. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, just a second. This Telegram group, no, again and again it get closed. Okay. So there are 4 types of hypersensitivity. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to learn. One is allergy. You have to learn the examples of all 4. Okay. What is the page number? Can anyone tell me the page number? Someone is asking the page number. Where it is given, page number 19. Okay, page number 19 is there. So 4 types of hypersensitivity is there. How many types of hypersensitivity is there? 4. Okay. In your exam, In your exam, you get the examples. You have to learn the examples of each type of hypersensitivity. Please learn the examples of each type of. So I will give you 4 mnemonics. You have to learn the 4 mnemonics. Okay. So mechanism is not important. You can skip the mechanism. You just learn the examples of the 4 types. So type 1. Okay, I will explain the type 1. You want me to explain the mechanisms also? Mechanisms पे question नहीं आते हैं. Max to max 1 पे आएगा. So in short, I will explain the mechanism. Mechanisms is not given in the notes क्योंकि इससे ज़्यादा question नहीं आते हैं. But I will explain it once here. Short में बता देती हूँ. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 types of hypersensitivity. If you wish, you can draw with me. है ना? ये portion notes में नहीं है. लेकिन question भी नहीं आता है. नहीं भी बनाओगे तो चलेगा. Okay. But if you wish, you can draw with me. ठीक है ना? It's in RR micro. ठीक है. But here it is where? Sriniket. Okay, chalo. Listen. So type 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 types of hypersensitivity is there. Okay. So let me draw the antigen. Antigen. The 4 antigens are coming. In type 1, the antigen is allergen. Type 1 पे question आते हैं लेकिन mechanism से 2, 3, 4 पे नहीं आते. But 1 से usually questions come. So please understand. Type 1 is an allergen. Type 1 is allergy. है ना? So any allergen can come. For example, it can be dust particle. I'm having allergy with dust. So my allergen is dust. I'm having allergy with the pollen grain. So my allergen is the pollen grain. It can be any. है ना? So as soon as allergen come, the first cell it will go. The first cell it will go is antigen presenting cell. Antigen presenting cell will engulf it, है ना? Degrade it into multiple pieces, process it and present on the surface. Antigen presenting cell. उसका नाम ही है वो antigen को present करता है. It will present the antigen to the next cell. Who's the next cell in the row? The next cell in the row is helper Th2. Not 1. इस पे PYQ है. It's helper Th2. Helper Th2. है ना? Helper Th2 cell है. ठीक है? This is helper Th2. Helper Th2 cell gets stimulated on receiving the signal from APC. है ना? Helper Th2 cells will secrete cytokine. There are many cytokine. लेकिन वो secrete करेगा सबसे main interleukin 4. Interleukin 3, 4, 5, 3, 4 सबसे main है. The interleukin 4 will go to the next cell. The next cell in the row is B lymphocyte. B lymphocyte. Interleukin 4 stimulate B lymphocyte. B lymphocyte will convert into plasma cell. B lymphocyte will convert into plasma cell. Plasma cell will form antibody. है ना? So it start forming the antibodies. These are the antibodies. There are 5 type of antibodies: IgG, IgA, IgM, IgD, IgE. Gamde. So here IgE is formed. Which one is formed? IgE. है ना? बाकी 4 नहीं बनेगी. IgE is formed in type 1. It's a PYQ. ठीक है? This IgE will go in the blood. Please understand. And the last cell will come. 5 cell आ रहे हैं एक-एक करके. You have to learn the sequence of the 5 cells. There is a question on the sequence. ठीक है? Lastly, mast cell in the blood. So this IgE antibody will go in the blood and bind on the surface of the mast cell like this. And it will remain there forever. Forever. This episode is over. First episode में कभी allergy नहीं होती. है ना? This episode is over. This is known as sensitization. Now the same allergen enters again. Same allergen enters again. है ना? Body have memory. By memory, I mean immunity memory. It is forever. As soon as the same antigen enters second time or subsequent time, second, third, fourth, fifth, है ना? So this APC will recognize कि तू तो वही है ना? तू पहले भी आया था हमारी body में. You are the one which have arrived in our body previously also. I recognize you. You are the one. तू पहले भी आया है. We will not follow the whole process for you again. You directly go to your antibody. So this is the instructions given to him. है ना? So second time onwards, whenever the same antigen enters, the antigen go directly to the antibody which is present on the mast cell. Antigen bind with the antibody. है ना? Second time onwards, directly go to the antibody, bind with the antigen. The antibody will give signal to the mast cell. Mast cell will burst. On receiving the signal, the mast cell will burst and the granules will come out. Mast cell contain granules. Granules will come out. Granules contain histamine, serotonin, prostaglandin, leukotriene, है ना? Platelet activating factor, and they all will cause allergy. So the end result is allergy. Say yes. The end result is allergy. So the foreign particle is harmed. Antigen तो गया, लेकिन हमारा host को भी तो problem हुआ. हमारे host को allergy हुआ. That's why it's hypersensitivity. Say it. So say the sequence of the cell. Who will say? Rina, Kavita. Who will say? So first cell is APC, then helper Th2, then B lymphocyte, then plasma cell, then mast cell. You get questions on that. And which antibody? Say IgE antibody. Here the antibody is IgE. And what is the end result? Say allergy. Everyone got it? Say yes if you got it. This is type 1. Type 1 is known as allergy. Hello. Shall I explain you type 2, 3, 4 also? You are willing to understand? So let me explain you 2 and 4 together. Let me explain you just a second. 2 के बाद मैंने 5 भी दिए ना, ठीक है. So let me explain you 2 and 3 together. Let me explain you 2 and 3 together. They are parallel. ठीक है, 1 तो हो गई, ठीक है. Now come on the 2. Here also we have an antigen. Here also we have an antigen. Now there is a difference. Here the antigen is particulate. It is present on the surface of a target cell, which is a host cell. Target cell human का कोई cell है. So here the antigen is present on the surface of a target cell, which is a host cell, human का cell. And here antigen is soluble. Here the antigen is soluble. Type 3 में antigen is soluble. ठीक है? Both of them do not go to APC. Type 1 जैसे कोई APC नहीं, कोई helper TH2, TH1, कोई टंटा नहीं. They directly go to B lymphocyte. है ना? Both of them, B lymphocyte convert into plasma cell. Here also plasma cell. Here also plasma cell. It's same till now. है ना? Now both of them will form the antibody. Here also antibodies are formed. Here also antibodies are formed. Here both of them, the antibodies are either IgG or IgM, not IgE like type 1. Either IgG or IgM, right? Now these antibodies will go and bind to their antigen. Hello. So this antibody will go and bind here. Antigen antibody complex is formed. This antibody will also go and bind here. Antigen antibody complex will form. समझ में आई क्या बात? Till now everything is same. है ना? अभी तक कोई अंतर नहीं है. Antigen antibody complex is formed. Here also antigen antibody complex. Here also. Here the antigen is already present on target cell. Here after forming the complex का complex, it is deposited on a human tissue. टिश्यू कुछ भी हो सकता है. It can be kidney, brain, कोई भी टिश्यू. ये टिश्यू पे डिपॉजिट नहीं होगा क्योंकि this is already on target cell. So everything is same till now. Now comes a difference. I taught you complement. मैंने 3 तरह के complement पढ़ा के आ रही हूँ. Classical, alternate और lactin. I mean mannose binding. है ना? तीनों में से whose trigger was antigen antibody complex? Antigen antibody complex किसका ट्रिगर था? किसका ट्रिगर था? Here antigen antibody complexes are formed ना. So it is classical pathway. So here also antigen antibody complex से complement आएगा. Here also antigen antibody complex से complement आएगा. दोनों में complement get activated, है ना? But here mainly C3b आएगा. C3b और here mainly C5a आएगा. C5a, C3a and C5a. है ना? Both of them classical आएगा, लेकिन C3b और C5a वो main predominance अलग होगा. So that is the only difference. You know C3b क्या होता है? C3b क्या होता है? It is an opsonin. जहां जहां C3b आता है वो चीज का phagocytosis हो जाएगा. A phagocyte will come and engulf everything. तो कौन कौन गया? Antigen is gone. अब बोलो मैम अच्छी बात है. I'm sorry. Antigen is gone. अच्छी बात है. Antibody is gone. अच्छी बात है. ठीक है. Complement is gone. चलो वो भी अच्छी बात है. लेकिन हमारा target cell भी gone. बेचारा हमारा target cell. It is harming the host cell. It is harming the host cell. है ना? So that's why it's hypersensitivity. The end result is phagocytosis. और यहाँ पे C5a करेगा inflammation. तो here हमारे जो टिश्यू है उसको हो जाएगा inflammation. So end result is inflammation. Nobody is going to ask you all these details, which I'm explaining just for your sake. So learn the end result. Type 1, type 2, type 3. है ना? Type 1 में end result I told you allergy. टिश्यू को एलर्जी होगा होस्ट को. Type 2 में phagocytosis और type 3 में inflammation. ठीक है ना? Here B lymphocytes are involved. They are forming IgE antibody. Here also B lymphocytes are involved. Here also involved. In both of them, they are forming IgG and IgM antibody. These all are your PYQs. Okay. Anyone have any confusion till now? Please ask. Please ask if you have. Listen. Type 5 is a special type of type 2. Type 2 का ही एक special type है type 5. उसे कहते हैं stimulatory version of type 2. है ना? Just learn right now. 5 is a modification of 2. ठीक है? And last is type 4. So let me explain the type 4. Let me explain type 4. है ना? And let me come on the examples. Let me explain on type 4. ठीक है? So let's start with type 4. Here is also we have antigen. So let me start with the antigen. Here antigen is non-degradable. What is the antigen here? Non-degradable. It cannot be degraded. ऐसा antigen है. So here also it will go to APC. Here also it will go to antigen presenting cell. The antigen presenting cell will engulf it, but try to degrade it, but unable to degrade it. 1 में भी antigen presenting cell था, but 1 में तो वो degrade हो गया था. यहाँ पे ये degrade नहीं होगा. It will not degrade. ठीक है? So ये डर जाएगा. It will get afraid कि अब क्या करूँ इसका. So it will take it to helper TH1. वहाँ पे कौन था? Helper TH2. In type 1 hypersensitivity, it was helper TH2. यहाँ पे helper TH1 आएगा. Helper TH1 will secrete 3 cytokines. है ना? It will secrete interferon gamma. It will secrete TNF alpha. And it will secrete interleukin 1 and 2. And finally, just learn the summary is that it will form a granuloma. So end result here is granuloma formation. Got it? How many of you got it? So I taught you 1, 2, 3, and 4 type of hypersensitivity. Tell me the end result of all. Who will tell me the end result? चारों का end result बताओ. In type 1, the end result is allergy. In type 2, the end result is phagocytosis. In type 3, the end result is, what is the end result in type 3? Yeah, inflammation. And in type 3, the end result is granuloma formation. Tell me the antigen of all 4. Here the antigen is allergen. ठीक है? Here the antigen is present on the surface of a target cell, host cell. Here the antigen is soluble. And here the antigen is non-degradable. ठीक है? So antigen is different. The end result is different. Learn इतना करना है. Don't learn all the steps. है ना? Learn the summary. Summary learn करो. ठीक है? Here B lymphocytes are involved. है ना? Plasma cells are formed and IgE antibodies are formed. Here also B lymphocytes are involved. Here also B lymphocytes are involved. Here IgG or IgM. Here also IgG or IgM is formed. वो तो ठीक है. But here B lymphocyte नहीं, T lymphocytes are there. Only T lymphocytes that form granuloma. ठीक है? So can I say, you tell me, can I say the first 3 are the example of humoral immunity because B lymphocytes are involved, and the last one is an example of cell-mediated immunity? Yes. So please learn. You get many questions on that. The first 3 are the example of humoral immunity, and the last one is an example of cell-mediated immunity. Say people say respond, है ना? ठीक है? ये याद रखो. The first 3 are humoral. The last one is cell-mediated. Ultra important. Ultra. है ना? It is visible also. यहाँ पे B lymphocyte है, B lymphocyte है, B lymphocyte है. Antibody है, antibody है, antibody है. यहाँ पे no antibody. Only T lymphocyte is there. Okay? One more difference you have to learn. The first 3 are immediate. है ना? The results are within 1 day. Immediate. Within few hours, I mean. The last one is delayed. The results, I mean, granuloma is formed after 24 to 72 hours. 48 to 72 hours. So this one is delayed. Say delayed. ये last वाले को क्या बोलना है? The last one is the delayed. The first 3 is immediate. The last one is delayed. The first 3 are humoral. The last one is cell-mediated. Can I remove this? Have you written? If you wish, I can provide complete notes also. But there is no sense. Unnecessary burden ही होगा. है ना? जो काम का है उतना बता दिया. ठीक है? So learn the summary. The first 3 and the last. The first 3 is the humoral. The B lymphocytes are involved. Antibodies are formed. The last one is the cell-mediated. The T lymphocytes are involved. Antibodies are not formed. The first 3 is immediate type and the last one is delayed type. So questions are this only and you have to learn the example. So shall I tell you the example? And I told you one more, type 5, which is a modified version of 2. Please learn that. So I'm giving you 4 mnemonics of 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I start? Can I start? Allow me. Can I start the mnemonics? Have you got the mechanism short में? हाँ ना, देखो type 1 का लिख के दिया है यहाँ पे, देखो type 1. Whenever the antigen is coming first time, it is captured by antigen presenting cell. Antigen presenting cell degrade it, process it and present to helper Th2. Helper Th2 secrete interleukin 4. Interleukin 4 activate B lymphocyte. B lymphocyte convert into plasma cell. Plasma cell will form antibody. Which antibody? नाम बोलो, नाम IgE antibody. ठीक है, IgE antibody go to the mast cell and bind there forever. This is sensitization. Now the same antigen comes second time. It will directly go to the antibody. है ना? तू तो पहले भी आया है, तू अपनी antibody के पास जा सीधे. So it is directly going to the antibody on the mast cell. Mast cell will burst, degranulation. Granules में क्या क्या बाहर आएगा? Histamine, serotonin, leukotriene, prostaglandin. They all will cause allergy. Done. है ना? So this is allergy. Learn the examples. How many examples you know? Type 1 के कितने examples आपको पता है? You tell me. How many examples you know of type 1? कितने examples आपको पता है? So it is eczema. You know eczema एक allergy है. कितनों को पता है? Eczema में खुजली, itching होती है ना? It's eczema, skin allergy. Hay fever, respiratory allergy है. ठीक है? Asthma एक allergy है. I guess everyone know. Asthma, atopy, है ना? Urticaria भी एक allergy है. Anaphylactic shock, full body allergy. Severe allergy. Systemic allergy. Dermatitis is also allergy. ये याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. I guess you all know कि these are the various types of allergy. हम सबको पता है. ठीक है, ये सबको पता है. लेकिन what you forget is this one. This one you will forget. You will forget the name reaction. जो scientist के नाम पर है. So we will make some mnemonic. The mnemonic is proximal convoluted tubules. Okay, proximal convoluted tubules. Okay, PCTS. Okay, so P stands for Putzner-Kutzner reaction. C stands for Cassoni test. T stands for Theobald-Smith phenomenon. And S stands for Schultz-Diel phenomenon. Question इस पे आते हैं. These are the 4 examples of type 1. ये कोई नहीं पूछेगा क्वेश्चन में क्योंकि तो इजी है, सबको आता है. Got it? Okay, I will send the notes. Okay, so please. Okay, so please learn. So what is a mnemonic? Say all types of allergy along with PCTS. Say the full form of PCTS. Putzner reaction. ये तो लिखा है तुम्हारी notes में. Examples are given in your notes. Say yes or no. What is the page number? All 4 examples का mnemonic है. Learn उतना ही करना है. But if you want mechanism भी चाहिए, I will share the slides. No, don't worry. Huh? It is given or not given in your notes? I guess it's given. Hey people, I'm waiting. Huh? Yes, given na, it is given. So you have to learn that only. बाकी तो extra के लिए मैंने बता दिया for your curiosity. है ना? Usually question don't come from that. Whatever question come, I told you, but still I will share the annotated version. Anyways, P stands for Putzner, C stands for Cassoni, T for Theobald Smith, X for Schulz-Dale. You get questions, MCQs, PYQs on that. Please learn, please. Type 2. How many examples of type 2 you know? Please learn the mnemonic. My blood group is RH positive. फिर से बोलो. My blood group is RH positive. M stand for myasthenia gravis. B stand for blood transfusion reaction. G, there are 2 G. One is good pasture, one is Graves. है ना? दोनों पे PYQ है. ठीक है? I for ITP, immunogenic thrombocytopenic purpura. ठीक है? R for rheumatic fever. R for rheumatic fever. H for hyperacute graft rejection. And P for pemphigus vulgaris. Learn तो करना पड़ेगा. But with mnemonic it's easy. देखो, my blood group is RH positive. Not very difficult. ठीक है? G double है. G double है. ठीक है? M for myasthenia gravis. B for blood transfusion reaction. Blood transfusion reaction के ब्रैकेट में erythroblastosis fetalis भी लिख लेना. You may be knowing erythroblastosis fetalis क्यों होता है? RH incompatibility. When a negative RH negative female marries a RH positive male, तो जो बेबी होता है उसमें ब्लड ये हो जाता है ना? RH incompatibility. ठीक है? Yes, yes, yes. So G, there are 2 G, good pasture and Graves. I is ITP. R is rheumatic arthritis, है ना? Rheumatic fever, I'm sorry. H is hyperacute graft rejection and P is pemphigus vulgaris. ठीक है? Got it? So please learn, है ना? I told you type 5, which is a modification of type 2, है ना? It is a stimulatory version of type 2. Type 2 की सिर्फ stimulatory version है, तो इन सब में से 2 examples are actually not type 2, type 5 है वो, है ना? So कौन से दो? महात्मा गांधी. You can learn MG. You can learn MG. Myasthenia gravis and Graves. अगर type 5 is given, go with that. नहीं given, go with 2. So they are more towards type 5. The 2 of them. कौन से दो? Am I concepts crystal clear? So myasthenia gravis and Graves. Please learn. So myasthenia gravis and Graves are actually type 5. But if type 5 is not in the option, you can go with 2. ठीक है? Type 3. Come on examples of type 3. Type 3, the mnemonic is SHARP. 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 है ना? It's triple S and double P. है ना? S और P ही important है. बीच के नहीं भी किया तो चलेगा. Triple S and double P. What is triple S? Serum sickness, Sheik test, SLE. है ना? H is HS purpura. A is arthrus reaction. R is reactive arthritis and the 2P. PAN and PSGN. क्या होता है PAN? PAN पढ़ा है? Have you read PAN? What is PAN? PAN is a type of vasculitis. And PSGN? PAN is polyarthritis nodosa. PSGN is post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis. ये पैथो में पढ़े होंगे ना तुमने? And last is type 4. Type 4 में the mnemonic is John gave tulip popcorn to Hashi. John is John motor reaction. Tulip, tuberculin lipramen. Popcorn, pernicious anemia, contact dermatitis. And Hashi is Hashimoto thyroiditis. देखो, first look में सबको difficult लगता है. If you are reading it first time, it may be looking difficult to you. I agree. लेकिन करना तो पड़ेगा, है ना? अब देखो, करना तो पड़ेगा, तो दो ही ऑप्शन है, या तो दुख से करो या खुशी से करो. फिर करना ही है तो खुशी से करो ना. So it's not very difficult. The mnemonics are there. Just write it down and say the full form. It's as easy as that. I will try with you. ठीक है? 1, 2 के बाद 5 लिखना हमेशा पहले, because 5 is a modified version of 2. ठीक है? 3 and 4. ठीक है? 4 के बाद 5 मैंने वहीं लिख दिया. ठीक है? Say 1 के कितने एग्जांपल पता है? Say ma'am, all allergies, whatever allergies come in my mind, like asthma, atopy, urticaria, hay fever, dermatitis, जितने भी नाम याद आते हैं, but 4 special, PCTS, proximal convoluted tubules. This is my mnemonic. ठीक है? Type 2 में my blood group is RH positive. उसमें से दो, महात्मा गांधी, this M and G, I will take here. G is double. ठीक है? Type 3 पे आ जाओ. Type 3 is sharp. SHARP, है ना, triple S double P. And last is type 4. Type 4 में John gave tulip popcorn to whom? Hashi. है ना? Say the full form. Now the mnemonics are in front of you. Try to say the full form. It's very easy. You want me to say or you will learn by yourself? I will give you the PDF also. Please learn. I assure 99% you will get one question from that. I cannot be 100% sure, but very frequently you get question from this. तुमने PYQ solve किए हैं तुम्हारे 2-4 साल के भी किए हो 2-3 पेपर भी you may be knowing what I'm talking about. है ना? So very frequently you get the questions from that. Very frequently. I'm repeating my words very frequently. So please do it. So the same thing is written in front of you. Please learn it. Please learn it. Read the question. We will solve some questions here. We will solve some questions. Read. Stimulatory hypersensitivity is a type of, what is stimulatory? Is it modification of type 1, 2, 3, 4? Stimulatory is a modification of what? Stimulatory is type 5. They are asking type 5 is a modification of which? I told you very clearly. Yes, it is a modification of which one? Yes, type 5 is a modification of 2. So you all are correct. The correct answer is B. So be fast to answer. Which of the following is false? Do match the column. You have to tell me. Sabka mnemonic apply karo. So Theobald-Smith phenomenon is type 1. Say yes or no. False batana hai, false. Serum sickness is type 2. Say yes or no. SLE is type 3. Say yes or no. Blood transfusion is type 2. Say yes or no. So tell me which is false. Kaun sa match the column false? I am waiting for your answer. What is false? So एक एक करके देखते हैं. Theobald is type 1. Yes, PCTS का T है. It is true. है ना? Blood transfusion. Transfusion मतलब blood transfusion is type 2. My blood group is RH positive. Yes, B for blood transfusion. It's also true. है ना? Here T for. And SLE is type 3. Yes, SHARP. Triple S का one of the S is S. है ना? But see the last option. I mean the B. Serum sickness is type 2. Type 2 का mnemonic क्या है? My blood group is RH positive. Here serum sickness is not coming. No, it's an example of type 3, one of the S. So this is wrong. So you can know what is right, what is wrong if you know all 4 mnemonic. Otherwise you cannot do that. Say yes. This type of questions come in your exam. Match the column and like that. Read the next question. Myasthenia gravis is which type of hypersensitivity? 1, 2, 3, 4. Very easy question. Myasthenia gravis is which type of hypersensitivity? Yes. Everyone knows the answer. My blood group is RH positive. M is myasthenia gravis, so it's type 2. Everyone knows the answer is type 2. Okay. Let me add 5 option. It's type 5. So what is the answer now? If type 5 is given, go with 5. If not given, go with 2. That is the summary. If 5 is given, go with 5. That is my point. So we are done with this also. Any confusion? Anyone have any confusion? Okay, done. So now we are having how many more chapters? We are done with this. I guess immunodeficiency and transplant, a little bit is left in the immunology. So that we will continue tomorrow after the bacteriology, right? So currently I would like to end the session. ठीक है? So till now hypersensitivity is over. Now you can see your notes. कितने पेज और बचे हैं immunity के? I guess 2-3 pages और बचे होंगे. 2 pages और होंगे. I guess maximum 2 pages. Immunodeficiency disorder and this transplant immunology. Only 2 pages may be there. So we will continue it tomorrow. And let me tell you the plan. Wait. Don't leave. Wait. A very important instruction for you. So tomorrow I am going to teach you bacteriology. Everyone knows that. But bacteriology is a very major chunk. Aapka 40% micro is bacteria only. That we are compacting in one day. So tomorrow I will start with bacteria only. Don't tell कि मैम कल का leftover है ये वो कुछ नहीं वो सब बाद में देखेंगे पहले bacteria है ना take my words 4 दिन में पूरा होगा मैं कुछ भी एक भी नहीं छोड़ूंगी एक not even single topic I will leave so trust me है ना so leave it on me I know how to complete it ठीक है tomorrow I will start with bacteria and with bacteria complete bacteriology compact in one day so how to do that you all have the PDF of 110 pages say yes or no you have that my advice to you take the printout. If you have the printout today only, very good. If you don't have the printout, take it for tomorrow. All 110 you can take or whatever is done today after that, after 20 pages you can take it, whatever. It's your choice. But I want the printout in your hand. It will be very easy for you to understand. Number 1, I'm sending you one more PDF right now, 18 pages. Yeah, 110 pages to hai na? This is all theory. But what you have to summarize in the end for the bacteria, I have made the charts of the bacteria. Listen. all the 25 bacteria, I have compared it in a comparative tables like this, like this, like this, है ना? So first is Staphylococcus, then Streptococcus, then Pneumococcus, then Neisseria gonorrhoeae, then Neisseria, like this I have compared all of them, है ना? So not only all bacteria, I have compared all parasites also. There are 18 or 19 parasites, so they all are also compared. Not only this, the 16 fungus, they are compared. So all the comparative tables, I call them master table. Master tables, है ना? The master tables, they contain all bacteria at one place, all parasites at one place, all fungus at one place. Virus की मैं अभी बना नहीं पाई हूँ, तुम खुद बना लेना. ठीक है, तो ये जो है ना, this is 18 page, only 18 page. I want you to take the printout of that only. This is you have to, मतलब end में इतना ही learn करना है. ठीक है, 110 पेज समझ लो. For understanding it's good, but end में learn तो 18 पेज ही करना है. ठीक है, this is what you have to retain. This is what you have to retain compactly. This is for your understanding. है ना? Wherever you got stuck कि भाई नहीं समझ में आ रहा है ये क्या लिखा है तो ये खोल के देख लो. This is for your reference. It's like a book. Don't learn that. Learn the 18 pages. That's it. This is my plan. This is how I teach. You are getting my point? हाँ, समझ में आ रही है क्या बात मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ? So it's your choice. आपको ये प्रिंट आउट लेना है, आपको वो लेना है, दोनों नहीं लेना है. It's your choice. The 4 choices are yours. If you study on this digital only, whatever iPad or आजकल जो भी आता है, you mark in that only. It's okay. You are comfortable with that. Go with that. But if you are like something hard copy should be there, I mark with the pen. You take the printout. So I advise you to take the printout of 110 pages also and 18 pages also. It's your choice. You want both or it's your. So I told you. So every time I will teach you a bacteria from here and I want you to learn from here. Now the summary is here, but detail is here. I hope you got it. It will be duplication, but this is the compact manner. This is the compact form of this. है ना? So I'm providing you 2 PDF. है ना? इसके अलावा many students told me to send the mnemonic का PDF भी कि भाई we will mnemonic का PDF we will stick on the wall. है ना? तो वो 6 पेज का अलग है. तो ये तो मिल गया है सबको. बाकी ये और ये master table and mnemonic I will send. So I'm sending you 2 more PDF. है ना? I will send it to the team, NLC team. They will share master tables with you and they will share this mnemonic with you. 18 plus 6 pages. ठीक है? So tomorrow we are going to start with bacteriology in a unique way. ठीक है? So at what time we can start? Will 8 be too early for you or we can start at 8 in the morning? So in the evening till 6, 5, 6 we can grab. हमें extend नहीं करना पड़ेगा कि 7, 8, 9 बजे तक जा रहा है. Say, huh? Say 8 is too early or shall we start at 9 only? 8 or 8:30 or 9? बीच का रास्ता न तुम्हारी न मेरी बीच का थोड़ा डील करते हैं 8:30 is good 8:30 is good 9 only why you people are lazy okay ठीक है चलो we will start at 9 okay whatever it makes you happy that's okay no worries so we will start at 9 ठीक है चलो 9 am done ठीक है 9 am but I want with full energy full एक भी सोता हुआ मुझे मिला ना I will slap you all ठीक है so 9 am in the morning with full energy we are going to complete entire bacteriology to take the printout it's your call you want it you take you don't want it's your choice what is my plan I have explained you so I will give you 2 PDF one is main notes one is compact master table okay bye bye I'm ending the session can we end bye bye see you tomorrow be on time one more thing if you are missing the initial portion na you are not coming at 9 you are coming at 9:30 you are coming at 10 so you will not get the grip so initial portion is very important so that we have a continuity ahead so try to attend from the very first second only it's an advice to follow or not it's your choice okay ji bye bye so I'm ending the session bye bye